Dearworth was one of the world's most elegant and glamorous movie stars, but she was also my sweet and very loving mother, who was ravaged by Alzheimer's disease when little could be done about it. Today there's treatment and support to manage Alzheimer's, so if someone you love forgets things more and more, I urge you to see a doctor. Unlike my mother's time, today there's hope for Alzheimer's disease.
The sophomore out of Lansing will be on the right side. On the defense, Andy Green, the team captain. He's a junior out of Trenton, Michigan, one of the leading defensive scorers in the CCHA with 21 points. Chris Busby, the transfer from Brown, will be on the right side on defense. And in goal will be Brandon Crawford West. He's a sophomore from San Diego, California, a draft choice of the Pittsburgh Penguins. He has a record of 7-9-3, a 2.43 goals against average, and a .918 saves percentage. For the Northern Michigan University Wildcats, Darren Oliver will start it at center. Darren with 5 goals and 15 assists, good for 20 points, a sophomore from Burnaby, British Columbia. Pat Bateman, the sophomore from Calgary, Alberta, on the left. Mike Santarelli, the freshman from Burnaby, BC, on the right. On defense will be Nathan Oystrick, the junior from Regina, Saskatchewan, and Jeff Waugh, a junior from Winnipeg, Manitoba. And in goal for the Wildcats will be Tuomas Tarkki, the senior from Rauma, Finland, 6'4", 204 pounds, a record of 7-4-2, a 2.04 goals against average, and a .932 save percentage for Tuomas Tarkki. Once again, the starting lineup for the Cats, Darren Oliver between Pat Bateman and Mike Santarelli, Jeff Waugh, Nathan Oystrick on defense, and Tuomas Tarkki will be in the goal. The other lines for the Wildcats, Dirk Southern will center Andy Contois and Andrew Seller. Rob Leighton between Alan Swanson and Matt Ciancio. And Kevin Gardner will have Patrick Murphy on his left and Matt Siddall on his right. The other defensive pairings, Matt Maunu and Bobby Selden, with Zach Tarker and Jamie Milan. Bill Zanaboni will be the backup goaltender for the Wildcats tonight. So, Dave, the Wildcats, like we mentioned, shaking the lines up a bit. Maybe this is some things that can get some pucks in the net.
And the coach has got to look for make some changes to see what will happen, and I'm sure it's something they've been looking a lot at, so hopefully it's a good results.
Not in the lineup for tonight for the Wildcats, we have Josh Hattinger, the sophomore goaltender from Negaunee, John Miller, Blake Cosgrove, Dusty Collins, Clayton Lanesbury, and also not in the lineup will be Bobby Helmanen, and Tim Hartung is the last Wildcat not in the lineup tonight. So the Cats will start with Oliver, Bateman, and Santarelli, Oystrick and Waugh, and Tuomas Tarkki in the goal. For Miami, it'll be Chris Michael, Matt Christie, and Marty Guerin up front, Andy Green and Chris Busby on the defense, and Brandon Crawford West in the goal. Those are your starting lineups, brought to you by Vango's at 927 North 3rd Street for wings, salads, sandwiches, pizza, and more. Give Vango's a call at 228-7707. We'll take a commercial timeout. When we come back, the start of tonight's game between the Wildcats and the RedHawks. You're listening to Wildcat Hockey on Oldies 99.5 WNGE.
For the best in Greek cuisine, pizza, Street in Marquette.
101.5 FM, WNGE. The officials for tonight's hockey game, the referee for tonight is Dan Brown. The linesmen are George Nemi and Eric Froberg. The Miami RedHawks providing the opposition for the Wildcats tonight are coached by Enrico Blasi. In his 6th season, the Miami alum Enrico has a career record of 97-117. He is assisted by Chris Bergeron and Jeff Blashill. For the Wildcats, Walt Kyle, the head coach in his 3rd season with NMU, a career record of 52-40-10. That's a .559 winning percentage. Dave Shayak and John Kyle provide bench assistance for NMU. Running those starting lineups by you once again: Chris Michael, Marty Guerin, and Matt Christie up front for Miami. Andy Green and Chris Busby on the D, and Brandon Crawford West in the goal. The Wildcats will start with Oliver, Pat Bateman on the left, and Mike Santarelli on the right. Nathan Oystrick and Jeff Waugh on the blue line, and Tuomas Tarkey will be in the goal for NMU. The teams crowded around their goaltenders are just about set to get it started as the referee gets ready to line them up at center ice. And Dave, we're going to take a look at this hockey game tonight, and the first part of this game is going to be very key. It'll be good for the Wildcats to get out and get a good jump on Miami.
No doubt about it. It's real important. I mean, confidence a little bit down right now. And I think it's one of those games. If the Cats can start off well and get a couple, they're going to get a bunch. So let's hope it happens.
Wildcats come into the game with a record of 9-7-4 on the season. In the CCHA, a record of 7-5-2, but they are undefeated on Barry Events Center ice this season, and they need to keep up that good, strong home ice advantage down the stretch with 9 of the next 11 at home. And we are now set as the referee, Dan Brown, lines them up at center ice. Darren Oliver for the Wildcats, Chris Michael for the RedHawks, and we are underway. Cats will be going from left to right tonight in their white home uniforms with the green numbers and the yellow trim. Miami in the red with white numbers. Wildcats move it across center ice. Darren Oliver, poke check by Green at the blue line. It's picked up and played in by Oliver as he recovers the loose puck. In behind the net, and we've got an offside call right away against NMU.
Well, a good centering pass there, good breakout. Wada, Oliver, and Darren just lost control of that puck and possibly had a 3-on-2 going down, but lost control of it and face-off right outside the Miami blue line.
Face-off will be on the Miami blue line at the Wildcats' left of the rink, right in front of the Miami bench. Pat Bateman will move in to take the draw against Michael, and Michael will win the draw. He pulls it back. It skips over the stick of Chris Busby. Busby back behind his own net to play it for Green. He'll bank it off the glass, trying to find Christie. Wildcats getting away now. Christie picks it up. His pass deflected by Oliver. Puck across the Wildcat blue line. Michael and Oliver battle. It goes down into the NMU corner. Oystrick shovels it around the boards. Collision there as the puck comes out across center ice. All the way down to the Miami zone. Going back after it is Busby. Busby in behind the RedHawks goal. He'll skate out to the right. Reverse it over to the left side for Green. Green checked by Matt Ciancio. Puck loose in center ice. Mounty will fire it cross corner for NMU. Leighton chasing in after it. Puck comes free on the left side to Green. Green taking bump from Leighton, plays it over, and Busby will fire it out, and we may get an icing call here, or at least an offside, as in way ahead of the play for Miami was Todd Grant. And I think we saw a lot of what we're going to see from the Wildcats tonight. Get it up there. If you don't have it, don't mess around with it in the neutral zone. Fire it in, go after it, and bang them on the wall.
No doubt about it. That's the style they want to play. The key is bang them along the wall. You got to let them know and really get the defensive team to turn the puck over.
Well, I tell you, the neutral zone is going to be a key, and we'll talk about that in just a moment. Puck back into the NMU zone. Matt Mounty will chase it down. The sophomore from Esco, Minnesota. Mounty banks it to Bobby Selden. Bobby tips it for Leighton. Rob plays it off the wall out into center ice. Picked up there by Ciancio. He had a piece of it. Smith will get there for Miami. Smith all the way across the center ice stripe. He'll shovel it into the Wildcat zone as he takes a check from Leighton. Cats back after it. It'll be Bobby Selden on the right side. He'll fire a cross-ice pass into center ice for Murphy. Murphy plays it into the Miami zone. Out of the goal to stop it is Brandon Crawford West. RedHawks will reverse it in their own end of the ice. It comes up the left side to number 3, Andy Nelson. He'll play it out into center. Cats recover. Now there's a pass nearly intercepted. Gardner will pick it up though and fire it in for the Cats. Chasing back after it for Miami is Mitch Ganzik. He'll play it up the left side. It comes out into center ice. Jamie Milam chasing back after it. Jamie plays it off the backboards for Tarker. He'll play it ahead to Murphy. Murphy chips it for Gardner. Kevin gets it out across center ice. Miami will chase it back into their own zone. That's Charlie Fetzer. He plays it ahead. Gardner putting a bump on his man. Puck will trickle all the way down into the corner to the left of Tuomas Tarkey. 17:38 to go, first period. No score, Wildcats and Miami. Cats play it out across center ice. It'll drift all the way in on the Miami goal. Crawford West will stop it. He'll leave it there for Brad Robbins. Robbins plays it ahead on the left side. It'll be picked up there by number 15, Stephen Dennis. Puck bouncing around, hit the linesman right by the Miami bench. Looked like it might have even hit the Miami backup goaltender on the bench. And now we get an icing call against the RedHawks. 17:18 to go, first period. No score at the Barrie Event Center.
Well, 3 minutes in, still nobody with a shot on goal, and kind of checking each other out, hoping that one of the opposite team makes a mistake is what you're looking for early.
Out in Boston, Boston U and Boston College tied at 1. 4 minutes to go, first period. Wildcats going to get the Oliver line on for the offensive zone face-off. Bateman and Santarelli will be out with Darren. They'll be matched up once again against Miami's top line. Wildcats have the puck, but it goes all the way back to the NMU zone. Oystrick will chase it down. Nathan will set it up behind the goal. And he will play it for Darren Oliver. Darren sweeps out into center ice, weaving his way through the neutral zone up across the Miami blue line. Oliver end-to-end takes the shot, and the first save of the game is made by Brandon Crawford West.
Wow, what a great rush by Oliver.
And we have a penalty coming up, and who's this one going against, Dave?
I think it's a hook on the Cats, I think. Must have called it on Santarelli or Bateman, I don't know.
I tell you do not like to have those offensive zone penalties. 3:12 will be the time of the call, and it is a hook against Pat Bateman of NMU. First penalty of the night on the Wildcats. It will give Miami the power play. They are 31 of 162, 19.1%, but they have allowed 6 shorthanded goals. The Wildcats, meanwhile, have scored 4 shorthanded goals, killing 126 of 146 penalties for 86.3%. Puck for Miami on their own blue line. They'll skate it up across center ice. The Wildcats have Matt Maunu, Andy Contois, and Dirk Southern, along with Bobby Selden. There's a shot right on. Tarkey makes the save, and he gets a little help from Selden, and the net comes off its moorings.
Wow, great chance there. The Miami forward was really going one-on-one against a Wildcat defenseman that got caught in the point and kind of walked around him, and great scoring chance for Miami.
Face-off will be to the right of Tarkey. Southern will take the draw for the Wildcats. He pulls it into the corner. Oystrick chips it off the wall on the left side to Contois. Andy will skate up to the blue line. He'll play it for Oystrick. Oystrick, left side, his pass kicked away by the Miami defense. Puck back in the RedHawks zone, in behind the goal. Southern watching, and the RedHawks will skate it out. It'll be Jeff Smith out of Toronto, Ontario. Smith, cross-ice pass into the Wildcat zone. In now, down behind the corner. Contois will pick it up. He'll take a bump. Husted with it. His shot! And Tarkey got a piece of it as it went wide of the goal. Husted again with it. He's checked. Puck off the boards. He'll play it down low for number 17, Nathan Davis. Davis for Grant at the circle. Grant will go up top. At the top is Ganzik. He'll play it over on the right side. Ganzik back at the top for Miami. Sends it toward the goal, and the puck hit traffic in front and caroms to the wall. 50 left in the power play for Miami. Smith on the far side of the ice, working up toward the blue line. Dishes for Ganzik. Back to Smith over on the right. Smith working with it, looking for some room. Wildcats holding a tight box. It'll come to Grant. Grant plays it down. There's the shot by Smith. Tarkey makes the save with the left leg pad. 31 left in the kill for the Wildcats. Puck loose in the corner. Bouncing around with it is Miami. It'll be Jeff Smith working on the far wall. He'll play it up top for Ganzik. Sends it toward the goal. Tarkey with the save with the chest pad. Miami picks up the rebound. There's a shot. And Tarkey again with the save. And Dave, what textbook work by Tuomas Tarkey, keeping himself square to the puck.
Yeah, good job by Tuomas, and gave up the rebound, went out, and Miami with great puck control. The Cats with the same 4 players on were not able to get a line change at all there.
Well, Miami has picked up 4 shots on goal on this power play, but Tuomas Tarkey has been stellar here in the early going. 15:04 to go in the first, no score. Andy Green with the puck at the Wildcat blue line. Green plays it over on the right side to Chris Busby. Busby to Green. Green will fire it toward the goal. It's deflected just wide. 2-1, and the Wildcats back at full strength. Now they will rush up the ice with it. Bateman out of the box, tries to get across the Miami blue line. It's played in behind the goal by Gardner. RedHawks will pick it up. Busby will play it for Christie up the left side. Miami working into the Wildcats. So another hook coming up on the Wildcats. That one, I believe, is going to go against Matt Maunu. Now they're going to call it a high stick. He got the hook up around the shoulder. Very momentary occurrence, actually.
They got Leighton, I think.
It was Rob Leighton. 5:29 will be the time of the call, so the Wildcats
Find themselves early, taking bad penalties here. Cannot keep giving Miami with all kinds of scoring chances in their first power play. Great puck movement.
Faceoff will be to the left of Tarkey. Darren Ulver will be out to take the draw for the Wildcats. Puck controlled by Miami, up at the blue line, played by Christie, down deep into the zone. RedHawks trying to work it. They send it back up top. They'll throw it right at the goal. Tarkey the save, rebound loose, and it'll be cleared by Oystrick. Nice job of picking up the rebound and clearing it out of the zone. 1:40 to go in the penalty kill. Wildcats have Ulver, Tarker, Oystrick, and Contoys. RedHawks working into the NMU zone. Chris Michael will chase it into the corner. Puck thrown back up the wall. It'll be picked up there by number 27 for Miami. Shot on, knocked away, and cleared again by the Wildcats. 27 was Tyler Houston.
Houston was kind of a blind pass in front of the net. Good job by Contoys picking it up and shooting it all the way down.
1:15 to go in the power play for Miami as they rush out of their own zone up the left side. Puck will be played to the blue line. Wildcats will throw it back at the Miami goal. Best thing you can do on a penalty kill is make the other team go 200 feet to get a scoring opportunity, and the Cats are doing that on the second kill here. Miami working it up the left side. Into the Wildcat corner, Bobby Selden puts a bump on Grant. Puck comes loose. Now Waugh gives Grant a slam into the wall, and the Cats will clear it once again. What a hit by Jeff Waugh.
Big hit, but I was hoping the referee was going to give him 2 for checking from behind. He was thinking about it.
Or maybe an elbow. Looked pretty benign to me, right?
Yeah.
It's much more benign when it happens in green and white. Puck back into the Wildcat corner, 25 left in the power. Now, if that had been on the other end, we'd be screaming bloody murder.
That's right.
Puck out across the blue line, offside as it's played back in, touched by Miami, and finally the whistle comes. 12:49 to go first period. Wildcats and Miami are scoreless. Shots on goal right now, though. Miami 6-1 for the Wildcats, but Miami has had 3 minutes and 42 seconds of power play time here early in the first.
Cats actually doing a pretty good job in this power play killing, and I don't think they've allowed a shot on goal yet in this penalty kill.
We're due for a commercial timeout. We'll take one as soon as we can after the penalty expires. Faceoff will be at the Wildcat blue line. Darren Ulver in to take the draw. Now he's slipped out, and Pat Bateman will slide in. RedHawks will control it. Comes back to Busby. Busby at his own blue line will play it over to the right side. That goes to Matt Davis. Davis will cross center ice. He'll fire it cross corner into the Wildcat zone. Manu there. He'll chip it off the wall. It's held in by the RedHawks number 8, Marty Guerin. Guerin battling for it. And we have a penalty coming up as the Cats return to full strength. And I think...
So Miami, I think, on Guerin for holding.
And while they assess the penalty, we'll take a 30-second commercial timeout. You're listening to Wildcat Hockey on Oldies 99.5.
Now would be a good time.
Hard-working guy and the product knowledge, unbelievable. Need a spa for stress relief or pain relief? Dave knows which one's best for you. Dave knows which fireplace would best heat your den, living room, or cabin. Dave knows the pool table that would fit your family room. It takes years and years of hard work and product study to know all this. Isn't it time you started studying like Dave? The Rec Room. Say eh?
On the power play for the first time tonight. The NMU power play on the season, 16 of 111, 14.4%, with one shorthanded goal allowed. The Miami penalty kill, 87.1, a very good penalty killing unit for Miami. They have also scored 4 shorthanded goals on the year. The Wildcats will push it across center ice. Firing it into the Miami zone is Jamie Milam. Milam and Oystrick paired on the defense. The Wildcats have Darren Ulver up front. RedHawks bring it into the Wildcat zone. Oystrick puts a bump on his man. Loose puck comes to Ulver. Ulver with Southern and Pat Bateman up front. Puck to Southern at the Miami blue line. Southern into the RedHawk zone. He'll dish to Ulver. Darren on the near side corner, up top to Oystrick. Nathan moves it over to the center of the blue line, plays it to Ulver, top of the circle, back up top. Oystrick throws it to goal. Bateman with the shot, and it's knocked away by the goaltender, Brandon Crawford West. But Dave, that's exactly what they want to do on the power play.
I don't think it quite got through. Yeah, maybe it did. You might be right, but his stick broke. He didn't get everything he wanted on that.
Another stick from the Balsa Wood Stick Company. Snaps like a twig. Puck down into the Miami zone once again. 57 seconds left in this City Insurance power play. Jamie Milam with the puck for NMU. He pushes it in deep. Puck hits the broken stick. It's thrown up the board. Zach Tarker there. Zach plays it down low. It skips by Sauer all the way around the goal. Santarelli working after it for the Cats. Santarelli in the far side corner. Gets some help from Andrew Sauer. Andrew trying to break free. Working it along with Santarelli. And we've got a Wildcat limping off the ice, Dave.
Siddle.
And it's Matt Siddall. Siddall struggling to get to the bench. Puck down into the Wildcat end. 25 left in the power play. Puck knocked loose. RedHawks will throw it back out into the neutral zone. It'll be played there by Matt Davis. Davis throws it down deep into the Wildcat end. 14 left in this power play by City Insurance Agency. For life, health, home, and auto or business insurance, see City Insurance today. Cats will bring it up one more time before the penalty expires. They get it into the RedHawks zone. Down into the far corner goes Ciancio. Puck comes loose. Ciancio will chase after it again. RedHawks get there first, but the Wildcats hold it in. Murphy plays it down low, too far for Santarelli with the RedHawks back at full strength. Miami works it. They will fire it out. That will go all the way down the rink, and we'll get an icing call, and we'll take a commercial timeout of 30 seconds. No score. 10-12 to go in the first.
The work Olympics is like making an Olympic team like any athlete. Some of the things we're able to do there fit in with my philosophy as far as returning athletes to play, trying to be innovative in the ways that we do it, and brought it back here to the UP and try to do it with the same athletes that I take care of here. People that are in it want to be playing. They don't want to be told that they have some particular reason that they shouldn't or couldn't be playing, or if they got a problem, getting it taken care of so they can get back in the game.
After all, their response depends on yours. A public service message from ESGR and the Ad Council.
Face-off will be in the Miami zone. 10-11 to go, first period. No score at the Barrie Event Center between the Wildcats and Miami of Ohio. Dave Danis and Dave Mingay bringing it your way here on Oldies 99.5. RedHawks with the puck. Penalty coming up on the Wildcats as Smith brings it into the NMU zone. Puck goes down in the corner. Miami still controlling. Wildcats get a couple of sticks on it. And finally the whistle blows, and for the third time, the Wildcats will go on the penalty kill in the first period, and this was not part of the game plan.
No, it wasn't. I don't agree with that call at all. They call it trip. Pretty weak.
And the guilty party will be Matt Ciancio. 10:07 will be the time of the call. I did not even see the infraction behind the play. Doesn't mean there wasn't one, just means I didn't see it.
Again, you can't be taking the penalties. It's his third 10 minutes in.
Well, Miami is averaging nearly 1.5 power play goals per game. You can't give them those kind of opportunities. Puck will be on the far side of the Wildcat zone. Up top it comes. Played toward the goal by Michael, and it slides just wide. Banked around on the far side. Christie there for the RedHawks. Or check that, Andy Green played around the board. The Cats will pick it up and clear. Contois will chase after it into the Miami zone. Crawford West has to cover it up as Contois puts on a burst of speed and gets a poke at the puck and forces Crawford West to get a little bit nervous. Andy Contois, a pair of shorthanded goals this season. 1:32 left in the penalty kill. 9:24 to go, first period, no score between the Cats and the RedHawks. Face-off will be on the left side of the zone. Puck goes in behind the Miami goal. They'll set it up there. Mitch Ganzik will play it out. Ganzik up to center ice. Plays it over to the right side. RedHawks working into the NMU end of the ice. Around the goal it goes. Bobby Selden gets a stick on it. A lot of traffic in behind the net. Up top it comes to Ganzik. Ganzik down on the left side for Grant. Grant up top, Ganzik the drive, that one wide, pops out right back in front of the goal, and Tarkey will cover it up with 8:56 to go in the first.
Well, it took a great bounce from Miami. That came off the inboards and right out in front of the net.
Elsewhere, we've got Ferris State and Nebraska-Omaha tied at 1 midway through the first period. Alabama-Huntsville with a 1-0 lead at Lake Superior, and Michigan a 2-1 lead in Ann Arbor over Alaska Fairbanks with 8:59 gone in the first period. 1:03 remaining in the Ciancio penalty. Face-off will be to the stick side of Tumas Tarkey. And the referee, Dan Brown, saying, no, you can't make that last change. Which I thought we could. Wildcats, Darren Oliver will clear it out, and now they will get the change in. As Southern comes onto the ice 8:52 left in the Ciancio penalty as the RedHawks bring it up the right side. Up across the Wildcat line is Davis. He was poke checked. Puck comes loose. Cats try to clear, and they do. Nice work by Nathan Oystrick.
Cats doing a very good job shorthanded.
Puck comes around the Miami goal. RedHawks will play it out into center ice. 30 left in the power play for Miami. There's a drive. That one off the glove of Tarkey by Marty Guerin. Wildcats again will knock it out across center ice. Busby goes back to pick it up. He will skate across center, work to the Wildcat blue line. Tips it down into the corner with 12 left in the Ciancio minor penalty. Christie will pick it up on the near sideboards. He'll go up top for Andy Green. Green slides it off to Christie. Christie working with it. 2-1-0. Wildcats at full strength. Puck loose behind the goal. Waugh chips it off the wall. Miami's still in control. It skips over the stick of Christie. Christie working away from a check. It comes to the far wall. Pat Bateman will pick it up. 2-on-2 across center ice with Santarelli. Santarelli and Bateman across the Miami line. There's the shot by Santarelli. And a little flutter ball right in on the goaltender Crawford West. And he hangs on for the stop. 7:37 to go in the first. No score.
Well, that's what the Cats got to do. Try to free up their wingers. They got to play 5-on-5 hockey here.
Michigan.
Oh, go ahead, Dave.
Michigan State and Western Michigan tied at 1. That game in Kalamazoo. Face-off will be on the near side of the Miami goal. RedHawks will control it. Puck popped out into center ice. Here they come up the left side. Nathan Davis, number 17, plays it to the Wildcat corner. It ends up in behind the goal. Battle going on for it. It pops out in front of the goal. Nathan Davis gets a whack at it. And Tarkey the stop. I'm not sure how that even squirted out.
I think the Wildcat defenseman shot that right out in front, off the back of the net, and gotta be a little more careful. Play that off the board, but don't shoot out in front.
Little funky English on that puck. You never know what kind of bounce it can take depending on where it hits on that wall. Face off to the stick side of Tarkey. Oystrick will play it around the goal. 7:18 to go in the first. No score. Cats and Miami. At center ice, the RedHawks will play it back into the Wildcat end. Jeff Waugh there to pick it up. Jeff ahead for Ciancio. He tips it. It goes down to the Miami end. Crawford West out of the net. He'll stop it for Davis. Got a pair of Davises. Matt, number 19, a defenseman, and Nathan, a center, number 17. Matt, the older of the two, 4 years older than Nathan. Puck in center ice, bouncing around. It comes to Waugh. Waugh chips it ahead for Ciancio. Ciancio with Swanson across center ice. Matt will play it into the Miami corner. He'll chase after it. He bangs Davis hard. Puck goes loose up the left side now. Miami into center ice. Poke checked at the line was Andy Nelson. RedHawks will tip it to the line again. They'll dump it in as Bobby Selden puts a little bump on Nelson. 6:26 to go. No score first period. Ciancio had to hop onto the bench quickly as that puck came near his skates. Wildcats will regroup. Gardner plays it back. Now it's sent into center ice by Selden. Fetzer will chase it down for Miami. We see Matt Siddall back on the ice.
And I think he had a skate problem. I think his skate blade broke.
Puck comes out into the neutral zone. Selden will chip it up. RedHawks chip it back. It'll come to Matt Mounty. Here's Matt. He'll play it into the corner. Well, actually, that one will... Well, it did just catch the high glass. Looked like it was headed over the low glass, but caught just enough to stay in play. Puck played out in the neutral zone. It ends up on the Miami bench with 5:43 to go in the first. No score, but Miami has outshot the Wildcats by a count of 9-3.
Well, with the 3 power play opportunities, I think they had 5, didn't they, in the first one?
Yeah, you got that right. Faceoff will be just inside the Miami line. Southern on to take it with Sauer and Contois. Here's Milam. Jamie tries to knock it toward the goal. It's kicked out into the neutral zone by Todd Grant of the RedHawks. Andy Contois there for the Cats. Puck comes loose, and we've got a penalty coming up. And it's going to be a hold.
On Miami, I think.
14:27 will be the time of the call, and it does go against Miami's number 24. Todd Grant, second penalty of the night on Miami. It'll be the second City Insurance power play for the NMU Wildcats. Wildcat Hockey and City Insurance, a winning combination. City Insurance Agency of Marquette and Wynn. It'll be Southern with Pat Bateman and Darren Oliver up front. Oystrick and Milam, the defensive pairing for NMU. Christie will be the center man for Miami. Actually holding the stick was the official call. RedHawks will smack the puck out across center ice. It trickles down toward the Wildcat goal. Tarkey steers it to Oystrick. Nathan will bring it out on the right side of the zone. He'll send it ahead to Darren Olver. Here's Darren dashing through center ice. Darren playing with it for Southern. Southern sends it around the goal. Jamie Milam will come in to play it. He shovels it back behind the net for Southern. Southern for Bateman. Bateman plays it to Olver on the near side. Darren up top for Nathan Oystrick to Olver. Back up top for Nathan. Here's Nathan over to the left side for Milam. Off of Jamie's skate. He'll have to regroup, and it's kicked out of the zone. Oystrick will chase it back into center ice. 1:20 to go in the power play. Here's Olver up the right side with Southern. Olver looking for some room. Spins away from a Miami defender. He'll work to the circle. Throws it at the goal. Shot! And oh, what a save by Crawford West. Camped out was Dirk Southern. He had a great opportunity. Oystrick with the puck at the top at the blue line. He works to the center, plays it to Olver, top of the circle on the right. Wildcats getting the cycle going. They dish to Oystrick. Oystrick throws it at the goal. Rebound loose and cleared by Miami.
Well, that was a great pass from Oliver backdoor to Southern. I think West made the save. Great save.
Puck in behind the Wildcat goal. 45 to go in the power play, Dave, and that cycle looked very, very good there for NMU. Contoys chases it down to the corner. Puck played around. Matt Siddle will go in after it. Siddle battling for it, putting a bump on his man. And the RedHawks will play it out into the neutral zone. 27 left in the power play. 4 minutes to go. First period. There's a shot by Dennis. Sticked aside by Tarkey into the netting. I tell you, the Wildcats had some good opportunities, but they really excelled at moving the puck on the offensive end of the ice on that stretch.
Well, it's real important down here the second half here. The Cats get their power play moving. They got the talent. They just got to get the right combination and find a way to get the puck home.
Faceoff will be to the right of Tuomas Tarkey. 23 left in the power play. 3:55 in the first period. Tarker with the puck on the near side corner. He'll play it around to Jeff Waugh. Waugh skates it, plays it ahead into center ice. It'll come to Leighton and up the right side. Robb into the Miami zone. Takes the shot. Rebound after the save by Crawford West. Wildcats recover. Puck on the near boards. Miami picks it off now. Green across center ice. Miami back at full strength and an offside, and we'll take a commercial timeout. 3:33 to go in the first and no score.
Coach of the Northern Michigan University hockey team. I'd like to take a moment of your time to talk to you about our Blue Line Club and how important it is to the hockey program here at Northern. The dollars raised by the Blue Line Club are used for many things in all different aspects of our program. Team travel, equipment, summer school for players, etc. And these dollars are important to our program and our ability to compete. I would like to urge each of you at this time to consider joining our Blue Line Club and help support Northern Michigan hockey.
3:33 to go in the first. Miami back at full strength. Puck will be played into the corner to the left of the NMU goal. It'll be steered around the boards for Andrew Sauer. He'll take a bump from Grant. Puck still bouncing around. Southern back after it. Chipped up the wall. Sauer with it on the near side. Out into center ice. 3-on-3. Sauer will play it around the corner in the Miami zone. Contoy's in after it. Andrew Sauer now has it poked away. Mounty with it. He'll shovel it back in. Cats trying to pick up the loose biscuit. It'll be Dirk Southern. Comes around the goal. Miami, Grant in to pick it up. He'll play it up the boards. It'll be held in by Bob Selden. RedHawks come away. Grant out into center ice. It'll be played ahead. Selden at the Wildcat blue line will pick it up. 2:50 to go in the first. Up ahead to Southern. Southern will dish. Sauer the shot, but getting in from behind for Miami was Mitch Ganzik to tip it away. Here's Sauer down in deep on the near side corner of the Miami zone. Davis in after it for the RedHawks. 2:30 to go in the first. He'll play it over to the right side. It'll be picked up there for Miami by Taylor Houston. Puck to the blue line. Michael with it. He takes the shot, partially blocked by Waugh, and Tarkey will steer it aside. Wildcats will flip it out into center ice. The shot's now 11-6 in favor of Miami. Puck comes down around the boards in the RedHawk end of the ice. Olver chopped down from behind. Puck is loose. Santarelli banging after it, trying to get it free. Now Olver also in there. He has it on his stick. Runs into a solid shoulder. Bateman runs his man over on the offensive end. Puck loose to the far side. RedHawks work it around the goal. Darren Olver will chase it to the near side corner. Olver trying to gain position and possession. Puck played back into the corner. 1:40 to go in the first. Cats on a defensive change. In behind the Miami goal is Mike Santarelli. Santarelli battling for it along with Patrick Bateman. Davis is in there for Miami. Cats come away with it. Here's Bateman. He'll dish off for Oliver. Cats still controlling. Oystrick the shot. That one's deflected by Ganzik and goes all the way around the boards and out of the zone. Cats will get the rest of that line change out as Siddle and Murphy come onto the ice. Here's Siddle across the line. He'll play it cross corner. He'll give Murphy a chance to chase after it. Oh, what a hit by Patrick Murphy on Chris Busby.
Oh, that's why, exactly why Murph's in the lineup. Great hit there.
Well, and you could see that when Siddle played it in. It's like, there it is, Murph. Go and get him.
Miami's looking for a charge. Probably could have got one there.
Well, I tell you, Patrick Murphy may have played his best game of the season on Saturday night last week. He had at least a half a dozen big hits for the Wildcats. Wildcats control the draw. Tarker the shot, steered aside by Crawford West. That one goes off the netting as Murphy rushes the net.
Cats got to find a way, get a tip, screen something so Crawford West doesn't get a good look.
1:03 to go in the first period. No score. Face off on the far side of the rink. Puck down in the corner. Last minute is underway. Milam will pinch. He plays it down in the corner. Gardner with a hit. Puck loose behind the goal. Green trying to free it up for Miami. Green being checked by Murphy and Gardner. Puck pops loose to Busby. Busby skates it to the far side. He'll play it ahead out into center ice. Nelson to the Wildcat line. He's got Davis with him. Takes the shot. And Tarkey will make the glove stop with 36.2 to go here in the first period. Coming up in tonight's first intermission, we'll have a chat with Miami coach Enrico Blasi. He's become a favorite of Wildcat fans everywhere.
Enrico's done a very good job of really building that program up. Got to give him a lot of credit.
Of course, Enrico played for Miami back from 90 through 94. Puck around the boards in the NMU zone. Comes to the blue line, chipped back in deep by Ganzik with 25 left in the period. Oystrick there for NMU. Nathan plays it ahead. Sauer tips it into center ice for Southern. Here's Dirk, 2-on-2 across the line. Southern with a drive, and the save made by Crawford West, and just out of the reach of Andy Contoys with the rebound. And now Sauer puts a thump on his man on the far wall. 10 seconds left, puck across the Wildcat line. Cats will break it out, 3-on-2. 5 seconds left in the period. Here's Oystrick, and we'll get a call and an offside at the blue line.
Ooh, that hurt. Wow, 4 seconds to go. Cats with a great chance of 3-on-2 and called for the offsides.
Not certain by taking a look at that camera shot if Walt Kyle agreed with the call. Dave, you're a foot closer to the blue line than I am. What do you think?
I really didn't get a good look at it, but Roberts usually does a decent job.
2 seconds left. Wildcats will just run out the clock, and that will be the end of period number 1. So after 1, our score, the Wildcats nothing and the RedHawks nothing. We'll take a commercial timeout and come back with more. You're listening to Wildcat Hockey on Oldies 99.5 WNGE and Charter Communications.
She had a music report due this morning, but our computer is so slow.
Quick, how do you get your internet service?
Through the dish.
She suffered a total photonic shutdown.
You mean?
She fell asleep waiting for the connection. But thanks to Charter, we'll have that report finished in no time.
Do you know anything about the Blues?
Tired of waiting? Get Charter high-speed internet, up to 50 times faster than dial-up.
The dish is a disease. We're the cure. Call 1-888-GET-CHARTER.
I know all of our abilities and capabilities here, and they're really second to none. We have physicians trained all over the entire country. People come from Mayo Clinic, Duke, Michigan, Michigan State. These people could practice anywhere. They're just that well trained. If you have well-trained physicians from all across the country, I mean, that just equates to better quality care for our patients.
We treat you good. We treat you right.
Hi, Mitch here. Today you make the choice, black gold or sirloin. Combine it with grilled shrimp or fried shrimp or chicken Monterey, all for only $10.99. Add a fresh baked potato and all the soup, salads, breads, and Baker's Nook desserts you can eat.
Don't forget your root beer float.
Only at Bonanza.
Bonanza Steakhouse, the family restaurant that respects you.
American has what you want when you shop for appliances. Selection, more popular brands, more professional models, more choices than anyone. Low price. American guarantees you a low price on appliances because we go out and shop the other appliance stores for you. Delivery. American has delivery when you want it. Evenings, weekends, even the very next weekday. Expert advice. We'll help you find the appliance that you want. And American makes it easy to pay for your appliance with 0 interest till 2007. American, your appliance store with more.
Event Center, the Wildcats and Miami are scoreless after one period. Dave Danis along with Dave Mingay bringing you Wildcat hockey here on Oldies 99.5. Don't forget a Wildcat triple header tomorrow. It's Bring a Kid to the Game Day for Wildcat women's basketball at 11 a.m. A child under 12 gets in free with one paid adult admission as the Wildcat ladies take on Gannon, 11 a.m. Then at 1 p.m. the Wildcat men will be in action against the Knights, and then Wildcat hockey at 7:35 here against the RedHawks of Miami. And of course, we'll have it all for you on Oldies 99.5 beginning about 10:40 a.m. as Adam Hamry and Jim LaJoy are forced to get out of bed at the ungodly hour of 10:40 a.m. to bring you Wildcat basketball here on 99.5. Dave, Wildcats down 12-8 in shots on goal, but a pretty solid period for NMU. They generated a couple of good scoring opportunities, and the penalty kill was very solid.
The penalty kill was very good. Scoring chances decent. I think they would probably want more. I mean, 8 scoring chances, 0 for 2 on the power play, but they definitely want to produce some probably better shots and find a way to get to the goaltender Crawford West.
One thing for Miami, they were able to get the puck in deep on the Wildcat zone, but Tumas Tarkey was just very, very sharp. The way he was playing his angles and positioning himself was just the way they teach you in goalie school.
Well, Tumas is doing a great job of using his big size and not allowing any teams to shoot anything. I mean, they have no room, and he's been like that all year long.
So the Wildcats in Miami are scoreless after one. We're going to take a commercial timeout. When we come back and chat with the coach of the RedHawks of Miami, Enrico Blasi. You're listening to Wildcat Hockey on Charter Communications and Oldies 99.5.
As a Northern Michigan University student, you'll have a world of choices. At Northern Michigan University, there are over 180 quality academic programs to choose from. And each student will receive a ThinkPad for coursework, research, and staying in touch with the professors. Also, Northern is located on the shores of Lake Superior in Marquette, Michigan. Now that's one large playground. It's all here at Northern, naturally.
Whether it's a casual night out or a night to remember, enjoy a little bit of Italy and a lot of great food at Casa Calabria. Our menu is sure to fit anyone's style, with 11 different pastas, 7 sauces, 6 cuts of steak, and 9 specialty pizzas. We've got something that's just your style. And our half orders and a la carte items offer a stylish meal that's fashionably affordable. If you love Italian, then remember,
it's just your style, Casa Calabria.
Hello and welcome to Northern Notebook, the show for and about Northern Michigan University. I'm your host, Dwight Brady, an associate professor in the Department of Communication and Performance Studies.
And I'm Sonia Chrisman, a producer with Public TV 13. Even though he came in facing a lean economic year here in Michigan, Dr. Leslie Wong still managed to provide students, faculty, and staff with opening remarks at the beginning of this semester.
That's right, on August 25th, Dr. Wong gave his first convocation to the NMU community, and Northern Notebook's cameras were there and caught up with Northern's president to expand on his first semester with NMU.
What will be NMU's brand when it comes to undergraduate research? Graduate research and I say this very gently, doctoral programs. We have the talent, we have the programs, we have the need and the interest. It would be a terrific complement to all of what we do, to offer a doctorate or 2 or 3, and it wouldn't compete, it wouldn't hurt other people's graduate programs in any way, and yet it would be a way to serve the public. How can we resolve the conundrum of high class enrollment, that is, faculty and staff workload, and unleash sufficient time to focus on quality and innovation? A critical question for great universities. I have some questions I'm putting on the table about literacy and are students reading enough? Is the computer helping or hindering that? How do we know those things? And so usually in today's world, you always think of computers as distance in. You and I might be faculty member and student, but there might very well be a lot of technology operating between us that will make my relationship with you as a learner far more productive. In the last capital campaign, an alum, Dr. John Beaumere, pledged over $1 million to NMU. In late July, we have received full payment on that pledge. The dream is to develop a heritage center honoring UP cultures and traditions. The idea of having a heritage center at NMU is perfect. I mean, you couldn't ask for an idea that not only fits what we do, but fits the needs and the cultural activity and excitement that's occurred here at Marquette. And so a celebration of Native people, Finns, Italians, whatever your ancestry might be, all of us have contributed to the vitality of the Upper Peninsula. And NMU's in a great location to house a heritage center. And so we're putting some form to it. We hope to use it not only as a collection of archived materials, but we've been talking about some research capabilities, the ability of students to do internships there. We floated the idea to corporate partners to see if they want to join in on that project, and it has been well received. Let me close by saying I take the notion of servant leadership very seriously. I look forward to working with you and for you, inshallah. I've spent a good deal of the last year and a half reading what I could and can about the Middle East. And really, that's misleading, really about the rise of Islam throughout the world, even in the United States. And so I came across the phrase inshallah, which means, in Arabic, it means God willing. And I've offered the campus just a glimpse of the future and the horizon, and I've invited people to begin a discussion that will get us to that spot. The phrase inshallah, God willing, means much deeper than the phrase. It's often a term reserved for very special, meaningful events when you've asked people to engage big ideas, and we're not going to lose sight that, God willing, through our good efforts, we're going to, and His inspiration, we'll get there.
Penalties in the period, 3 on the Wildcats. Bateman, Leighton, and Ciancio. Guerin and Grant went off with minor penalties for Miami. Wildcats were 0 for 2 on the power play. The RedHawks were 0 for 3. Shots on goal for Miami. They had 12. For the Wildcats, 8. Tumas Tarkey stopping all 12 in the NMU net. Brandon Crawford West stopped 8 for Miami. Taking a look at the scoreboard around the CCHA tonight, Nebraska, Omaha, and Ferris State are tied at 1 in the first intermission. Alabama, Huntsville, and Lake Superior State also 1 apiece. That one at the first intermission. Michigan leads Fairbanks 2-1 after 1, and Ohio State and Notre Dame. There's a bit of a surprise. That game tied at 1 apiece, also after 1 period. And Western Michigan leading Michigan State 3-2, and that has 4 minutes to go in the first period. Out east, Maine leading Massachusetts 2-1, and Boston College up 2-1 over Boston University. Here at the Barrie Event Center, after 1 period, our score: the Wildcats nothing and Miami nothing. And Dave, Wildcats are going to have to come out in the second period with the same jump they showed on that power play. They had some scoring opportunities. The cycle worked well, and when the Cats cycle well at home, they score goals.
Well, I think it's real important they start cycling and get some scoring chances on 5-on-5. You know, that's what they want to play. I'm sure the coaches are telling them we got to stay on the penalty box, give them 3 scoring opportunities. Let's play them 5-on-5 and try to cycle low. But they got to stay out of the box and hopefully get that cycle rolling.
We're just a couple minutes away from the start of the second period. Want to let you know, too, that there will be Wildcat basketball action not only tomorrow, but this Tuesday against Michigan Tech at the Barrie Event Center. Big game for the Wildcats as they take on Michigan Tech, the ladies at 5:30 and the men at 7:30. And next weekend, home hockey once again between the Cats and Bowling Green. And on Saturday night, it will be trading card night as the sophomore class is doled out to the first 1,000 Wildcat fans through the door here at the Barrie Event Center as the Cats take on the Falcons of Bowling Green. After 1, our score: the Wildcats nothing and Miami nothing. We'll take this commercial timeout and come back with second period action here on your station for good times. Great oldies and Wildcat hockey, 99.5 FM WNGE.
It's the Tuesday Night Sports. To you by the Marquette Board of Light and Power. Marquette Board of Light and Power, providing reliable electricity at not-for-profit rates, proud to be part of your community. And by the City Insurance Agency of Marquette and Gwinn, where you get big city service at a small-town price. And by Pepsi, a proud sponsor of NMU Athletics. Pepsi, it's the Cola. Wildcats will start out on the right side of the rink, heading to the left with Darren Oliver, Patrick Bateman, and Mike Santarelli. Nathan Oystrick and Jeff Waugh will be the defensive pairing for NMU. Second period underway. Puck in behind the Miami goal off to my left. It comes around to the near side. It'll be Busby for the RedHawks. He sends it ahead. Christie had trouble handling it, had to dish off to Guerin. He's checked but gets it back up across the Wildcat line. Marty Guerin poke checked again by Nathan Oystrick. Darren Oliver will pick up the loose puck. Darren sends it ahead into center ice for Santarelli. Santarelli across the line up the left side, takes the shot. That whistles wide and caroms all the way around to Waugh.
Waugh on the far side of the blue line. Plays it off the boards behind the goal. Bateman after it. He tips it off the boards. Andy Green will pick it up. Green nearly lost it. He dishes near side. Miami will bring it up now. Busby into center ice for Michael. He'll dish it down into the corner. Miami will go on a line change. Just underway, second period. Dave Dennis and Dave Mingay bringing it your way on 99.5. Puck down into the near side corner. Of course, we also like to welcome our TV viewers on Charter Communications. Proud to be part of Wildcat hockey. Puck thrown to the Miami line. It goes down to the far side corner. Ganzik back after it. He'll take a bump from Ciancio. Swanson also in there. Allen gets a stick on the puck. It pops loose. Houston couldn't handle it. Leighton will hold it for the Cats. Roberts sends it around the goal. It goes off the cage and deflects back into the corner. Bouncing up the near side of the half wall now. Leighton gets a poke on it. It'll be played back to Ganzik. Ganzik goes over on the left side. It'll be played out into center ice. Working through the neutral zone is Grant for Miami. Grant checked across the Wildcat blue line by Selden. Grant plays it around the goal. Tipped loose, but Mountain will pick up the puck. He plays it around. Ganzik will hold it in for Miami. Grant down in the far side corner. 18-18 to go in the second. No score. Puck loose. Ciancio with it for NMU. Here comes Matt across center ice. He'll dump it to the near side corner. The Cats will get Sauer, Contois, and Southern onto the ice. RedHawks work left side. Grant to the Wildcat blue line. It'll be played in by Nathan Davis right on the goal, and Tumas Tarkey will cover it up with 17:59 to go in the second.
Well, like we've talked about, the Cats got to find a way to get offense and get some scoring opportunities. They cannot let West get good looks at the puck all night long.
Key to that will be creating traffic in front of the Miami goal, and they've done it on occasion. Need to do it more consistently. Face-off not dropped quite perfectly. The whistle blew well before the shot went. Miami players saying, hey, why don't we get a goal? And I guess my explanation would that be, well, the whistle blew before you took the shot. Mr. Davis. Face off to the stick side of Tarkey. Wildcats chip it to the blue line, held in, and knocked over the blue line. Miami will fire it back in, delayed offside, waved off now as the Hawks clear the zone. Oystrick will dish off to Waugh on the near side. Jeff plays it for Contois. Contois plays it ahead into the Miami zone. Here comes Contois. He takes the shot, and what a glove save by Brandon Crawford West. Well, I tell you what, we'd like to see Andy Contois get on track after winning 2 straight Offensive Player of the Week awards against the second of which came against Nebraska Omaha the first weekend of December here. Contois does not have a point.
Yeah, he's been real quiet lately, and really it'd be great to get him loose again.
Face-off will be to the stick side. That's the near side of Brandon Crawford West in the Miami goal. 17:34 to go second period, no score. RedHawks, Guerin plays it up the left side. Christie into the Wildcat zone. He puts on the brakes, dishes across the slot, a little bit too far in front of Andy Green, breaking in from the defensive spot. Cats poking across the line. Here's Sauer into the Miami zone. Tries to slip by the defense and couldn't do it. That was Michael back checking for Miami to knock it away from Sauer. Contois now, or pardon me, that was Contois picking it up. Dishes off to Southern. Southern works it for Oystrick. Oystrick down low, plays it out in front of the net. There's the shot, and the save made by Crawford West. Puck in behind the Miami goal. Busby will pick it up. Busby plays it up the left side, out into the neutral zone. Oystrick will chase back after it for NMU. He'll play it ahead. Contois at the Miami line. 2-on-2. He's got Southern with him. Andy throws it at the goal, and Crawford West will make the stop. But good idea by Contois. What he wanted, he might have liked to get that a little lower to see if he could catch some pillows and bounce that out to a man looking for a rebound.
Yeah, if nothing else, you get a face-off down deep. So a good play by Andy. Cats just got to keep working hard. Go at him with 4 lines and keep creating scoring chances.
I'll tell you what, we saw a great example of it last week, what happens when you just throw the puck at the net on Matt Ciancio's goal. Here's Milam for the Cats at the blue line. 16:33 to go in the second. Plays it right in on the goal. That one stopped. RedHawks come back the other way. Up the left side for Miami is Joe Cooper. Cooper across the Wildcat blue line. Miami gets their 4th line onto the ice. Cooper and Dennis down low for the RedHawks. Banging going on in the corner. Milam gets a bump in there. Kevin Gardner will pick it up. Here comes Gardner. He plays it to Siddle. Siddle over on the near side to Tarker to Murphy. Murphy at the Miami line sets it up for Tarker. He fires it at the goal. That one hit bodies in front and Karam's wide. I believe Mitch Ganzik of Miami, the defenseman number 25, got a piece of that. He'll take a bump from Siddle. Puck will come loose to Joe Pomeranski. Puck out into center ice. Dennis across the NMU line. He'll shovel it right on the goal. Tarkey will stop it and steer it aside. Here's Murphy at center ice. He'll fire it in for the Wildcats. Take a bit of a bump, and the Cats will get the line changes. Ulver and company come to the ice. 15:40 to go, second period. No score, Cats and Miami. Here's Grant across center ice to the Wildcat line. Poke check by Selden. Puck comes loose. Here's Bateman and Ulver up across the Miami line. Bateman will chase it down to the near side corner. Pat plays it. Santarelli couldn't hold it. Grant will pick it up for Miami on the left side. Grant taken down by Ulver. Nice check by Darren. Puck comes loose all the way across the Wildcat line. Two Cats collide. Puck loose in behind the goal. Manu dusts himself off, gets up and plays it out into the blue line area. Bateman will tip it ahead. Here comes Bateman. 3-on-2 across the Miami line. Bateman over the right side for Oystrick. Oystrick the shot. Rebound loose. And it trickles in and it's steered away. Up top again, Jeff Wall with a shot. And that one gotten a piece of by Brandon Crawford West. What a great opportunity, but the puck was on edge and rolling, and the Cats couldn't corral it in time to bang it home.
Cats with a great chance in the rebound, Dave. Just couldn't get to it.
Well, the Wildcats were outshot 12-8 in the first period, but here in the second, the Cats already have 7 shots on goal to 2 for Miami. Clock is still running, by the way. And they're going to have to stop and reset that. And so the referee, Dan Brown, will come over to the penalty bench and say, see exactly how much time we've got left on the clock. I've got to say a good 15 seconds ran off that clock.
I'd say 15, 16 seconds you ran off.
Now, if you're ahead 3-1 with a minute and a half to go in the third period, that might be a good thing to happen. Faceoff will be down in the Miami zone. Leighton it on to take the draw for the Wildcats. He's flanked by Ciancio on the left and Swanson on the right with Tarker and Jamie Milam. 14:35 to go, second period, no score. RedHawks will bring it up across center ice to the Wildcat blue line. Wildcats doing a good job holding them up at the line. Puck in around the NMU goal. Big collision in front of the net. Penalty coming up on the Wildcats. There's Busby with a drive through traffic. That hits a Wildcat and is kicked out to center ice. And now Milam thrown to the ice by Davis. We could see another penalty on Davis there, though I don't know if it's going to be called.
No, I think the only penalty is going to be on the Cats and Milam for interference, I think.
It comes at 5:41 of the second period as Jamie goes off. Fourth penalty of the night on NMU. It'll be the fourth power play for the RedHawks. Milam for interference as he knocked a RedHawk down near the Wildcat goal. I tell you, that goal mouth area, it used to be a war zone. Just about anything went when you were in front of that cage. Puck comes loose. Cats will break it out. 2-on-2 across center ice. Here comes Contoys. Contoys up across the Miami line, and Andy put himself offside.
Yeah, not the pass that they wanted to Andy. They might have had him going one-on-one, but kind of passed behind him.
Well, the puck came loose. Andy couldn't quite control it, and he got both feet over the line before he got his stick over the line. So if you've got one foot over the line, you're all right, but both feet, no thanks. 1:50 to go in the penalty kill for Northern Michigan. Guerin will play it ahead for Miami. It's deflected by Oystrick. Takes a funky hop off the far wall, played in behind the Wildcat goal. Oystrick and Michael will battle for it. Michael plays it to the near side for Andy Green. He goes up top to Christie. Christie over on the left side. There's a shot by Guerin. That knocked away by Tarkey. Waugh gets a piece of it. Puck bouncing around in the corner on the far side to the stick side of Tumas Tarkey. It comes up out across the blue line, and it'll be chased back by Andy Green. Green on the year for Miami. 3 goals, 18 assists, good for 21 points. Here is Guerin now. His shot and the glove save made by Tarkey. But you take a look at some of these Miami players. Marty Guerin, he's got 3 power play goals. Christie's got 3 power play goals. Andy Green has been a stalwart on the power play for Miami.
I'm sure Andy, he's got, I think, 18 assists in a year. I bet you, my guess is 7, 8 of them are probably in the power play.
Miami will now bring out Davis with Jeff Smith. Jeff Smith's got 3 power play goals. Nathan Davis has 4. You got about half a dozen guys in Miami with 3 or more goals. That's a lot of people putting a lot of power play pucks in the net.
Well, what's going on over here? The referee calling something.
13:21 to go, second period. No score between the Wildcats and Miami. And while they discuss things, let's take a 30-second commercial timeout. You're listening to Wildcat Hockey.
Open to anybody who has a problem they think is athletic, exercise related. You can be referred in if you want to talk to your physician about it. Most of the people we see are walk-ins. It's an enjoyable thing when people come in with a problem and to be able to come up and say, hey, this is what you got, we can do this for you, and we can probably get you back to doing what you enjoy doing. That's the challenge, but that's what's fun about it, and that's why I enjoy doing it.
Snuggle up and stay warm and cozy this winter next to your new fireplace from the Rec Room, and by Duquesne Heating, Cooling, and Refrigeration to take care of all your residential, commercial, and industrial heating and cooling needs. Call 228-7290. Duquesne Heating, Cooling, and Refrigeration. 13:25 to go, second period. Dave Dennis and Dave Mingay bringing you Wildcat Hockey here on 99.5. And Dave, I'll tell you what, must be a good time to be selling fireplaces this time of the year.
Yeah, it is. It's a little bit nippy out there, wouldn't you say?
And from Duquesne, the heating part is good. I don't think we need the cooling and refrigeration right now.
Well, I might need it this week when I'm going, but up here, probably not.
Yeah, well, we're freezing up here in Marquette.
Good time to go on vacation.
Now, we're sending you down there with a mobile phone and headset and a video satellite link hookup so you can do color from somewhere in the Bahamas.
I will.
Puck will be at the Northern Michigan blue line. 59 seconds left in the Miami power play. Apparently, it was a clock problem that the officials were concerned about. Here's Gardner across the Miami line. Of course, that kind of plays to the Wildcats getting that extra break for their penalty kill unit. Matt Maunu around the Wildcat goal to Bobby Selden. He'll fire it out all the way down. Of course, it also gets the Miami power play unit a break, too.
Yeah, great job by the Cats in the penalty kill.
12:52 to go, second period, no score. Miami will bring it up. It'll be Mitch Ganzik across center ice. Ganzik to the Wildcat blue line, dishes right side to Grant. He throws it across the slot, and Tarkey sticks it away. Oystrick will play it around the far side of the goal. RedHawks working it at the NMU blue line. Ulver gets a check in. Puck comes loose, and it'll be cleared out of the zone by Nathan Oystrick. 10 left in the Miami power play. 12:26 in the period. Here's Dennis across center ice. Dennis into the Wildcat zone, and an offside at the NMU blue line with 3 seconds left in the Jamie Milam penalty. Michigan still leading Fairbanks 2-1. Ohio State and Notre Dame still tied at 1. As are Fairbanks and Omaha. Lake Superior State now has gone up 2-1 on Alabama Huntsville.
How about Western? 3 more goals than what they get 10, 11 last weekend. They're really putting the puck in the net.
Against Al Montoya and the Michigan Wolverines. Cats back at full strength. Milam out of the box. He'll be replaced by Matt Ciancio. Miami working the puck in their own end of the ice. That will be number 4, Brad Robbins. Robbins ahead into center ice for Stephen Dennis. He'll play it into the Wildcat zone. Tarkey will pick it up, and we've got a penalty again coming up. And will this be against Northern Michigan, or will it be
Ciancio slash? Gee.
Exactly 8 minutes will be the time of the call. Second penalty of the night on Matt Ciancio, and he's following up his best weekend of the season with a couple of questionable penalties. And Walt Kyle wants an explanation from Dan Brown. Walt's still pleading his case. Faceoff will come back into the Northern Michigan zone. 5th power play of the night for the RedHawks. Michael will take the draw for Miami. For the Wildcats, it'll be Southern, and Dirk pulls it back into the corner. Tarker and Miami battling for it. It comes free to Southern. Dirk will slide it out across center ice. Here's, and it skipped just behind Contois.
Jeez.
And another funky offside.
Man, what a bad break for the Cats. Looked like Contois definitely was behind him.
That's been the word of the night, has been funky. A lot of funky bounces, funky hops. Well, now they're going to say high stick. Here's what it was. It wasn't an offside. As Contoy's got in over the line when the puck was deflected, but it was deflected by a Miami high stick.
Yeah.
Nice call by the officials. Put a gold star on your calendar. We actually said that. But they did make the right assessment. Puck out into center ice. Here's Marty Guerin. He couldn't handle it. Christie will get crunched hard by Oystrick and played into the Wildcat zone. Tarkey scrambles to get back in the goal. Michael is knocked down. Puck loose by the Wildcat goal. RedHawks trying to pick it up. There's a turnaround by Green, and it whistles wide. He had the glove side low open, but couldn't find the net, and the Cats will clear. 1:10 to go in the Ciancio penalty. Christie will bring it up for Miami. Christie up to the NMU blue line. He's going to take a bump from Tarker. Puck played over to the near side. There's a shot. That one deflected and goes all the way around and back out to center ice.
Good thing Tumas didn't see that.
Mitch Ganzik back in the Miami zone. Ganzik out of Redford, Michigan. A lot of Michigan players on this Miami roster.
Actually 6.
Here's Grant. He plays it for Ganzik over to the left side. There's a shot and the glove save. Tarkey hangs on with 10 and 38 to go in the period. 38 seconds left in the Ciancio penalty. Shots now 15-14 in favor of Miami. I believe that one may be number 16.
Yeah, actually Miami in there. That's the 5th power play opportunity of the night.
And Tumas Tarkey is coming to the NMU bench. And I don't know if he injured him. Okay, he's got an equipment problem. It's always better to see Keipel working with him than Winkler.
That's right.
Little skate maintenance for Tumas. And he will go back into his goal.
A little timeout by Tumas. Took his old timeout.
Wildcat equipment manager Bill Keipel, the king of Hockey Central, helping Tumas out. And we've got a penalty and a slash right off the faceoff. Where'd that come?
Leighton.
So the Wildcats will be on a 2-man penalty kill for 36 seconds. Leighton goes for slashing at 9:24. 3 penalties in this period, all on NMU. So this is a huge stretch of play for Northern Michigan in tonight's hockey game, and one that may very well set the tone. Guerin plays it for Michael. 22 left in the 2-man advantage. Christie up top to Andy Green. Green over on the left side for Grant. Grant back out to the left, puck poked loose. Guerin recovers. He battles Waugh. Jeff knocks it off the wall. 5 left in the 2-man advantage. Here's Green. Green pulling it back, feeds left side, and that one goes off the netting in behind the net. 1 second left in the Ciancio penalty, and it'll come all the way back down the ice. Or at least outside of the zone.
Now 1 second to go in the 5-on-3. Real important the Cats kill that.
10:01 to go, second period. No score, Wildcats and Miami here at the Barrie Event Center. These teams played 3 times last year, twice at the Barrie Event Center, with a Wildcat 5-2 win and a 3-2 Miami win last January 9th and 10th. And then Miami defeated the Wildcats 4-0 in the consolation game at Joe Louis Arena in the CCHA Super 6. Here's Ganzik. He plays it right side for Smith. 1:08 to go in the power play for Miami. Ganzik, left side, gets it back at the top. Got a little bit of it, but not the full thing as the stick broke. So Miami also using the balsa sticks. Puck comes to the right side. Here's Smith for Miami. Smith across the Wildcat blue line. He's checked. Puck back up top to Ganzik. He goes left side. There's a drive, and that one's knocked away through traffic by Tarkey. Cats will clear it, but not out. Held in, thrown at the goal, just wide of the net to the stick side of Tumas. 40 left in the power play. Big hit by Oystrick on the wall. It comes up top to Ganzik. He throws it goalward, and Tarkey steers it away with the handle of the stick. There's a pass, and fanning on it was Smith of Miami. Took his eye off it at the last second. He'll work it on the near boards. 24 left. Puck skips to the blue line, but not out. And there's a hit in behind the goal. Miami trying to play it out in front. Puck comes loose. There's Davis, the shot knocked down. Cats can't clear it, though. Still bouncing around. 10 left in the power play for Miami. Cats can't get a bounce on this power play. Southern's buried down in the corner. Oystrick banging it around, and we'll get a whistle and some pleasantries exchanged with 3 seconds left in the man advantage for Miami. Well, I tell you, through all the bad bounces the Wildcats got on that stretch of play, they really maintained their composure well and held Miami without a good scoring opportunity.
Great job by Oystrick and Waugh. They were out there in the whole 5-on-3 defensively. Great job by the two of them.
Well, I think some of those funny bounces that we've seen, may be due in part to the fact that there was a basketball floor down here last night. Teams had to skate at Lakeview Arena today. And we may see more of that tomorrow. Cats now at full strength. There's a shot, and Tarkey, the glove save. We'll take a 30-second timeout. No score. 8:31 to go, second period.
Home away from home. That's what Northern Michigan University is to me. All of my classes are within walking distance, and Northern offers over 180 quality academic programs to choose from. Each class is small enough for students to receive one-on-one attention, and each student will receive a ThinkPad for coursework, research, and staying in touch with the professors. There's one more thing I like about my home away from home.
Hey Nick, pizza's here.
Northern, naturally.
8:31 to go, second period. Dave Danis and Dave Menge bringing it your way on Charter Communications and Oldies 99.5 WNGE. Puck on the near boards in the Wildcat zone. It goes down into the corner. Bobby Selden will fire it around. Santarelli tips it to the blue line. Ulver couldn't quite catch up to it and bring it into center ice. Puck on the boards. Big battle going on. Santarelli in there for Northern Michigan. Also in there for Miami was Joe Cooper. RedHawks work it toward the goal. There's a shot stuffed at the side of the goal. And Tarkey, a huge save on Joe Pomeranski. Puck on the near sideboards for Miami. They work it around the goal. Chip back. Tarkey makes a stop again. There's a puck banked off the side of the goal. 7:44 to go in the second. Puck dipped out. Cats with a possible 3-on-2. Here comes Santarelli with Bateman, and Bateman way offside for the Wildcats with 7:37 left. One too many moves at the blue line. Face-off will be on the Wildcats' offensive right. They will have Tarker and Milam on the defense.
Cats got a little break, got a little sloppy in their own zone there, really giving Miami a great chance. 2 minutes coming up big.
Gardner will center it up for NMU. He's got Murphy and Siddle on his wings. RedHawks with the puck. Marty Guerin plays it back to Ganzik. Ganzik dishes off for Matt Davis. He'll bring it across center ice to the Wildcat line. He'll be hounded by Siddle, goes down to the ice. Puck played right in front of the net, and Tarkey struggled a little bit with it, but finally covers up. I tell you, Miami, a lot of their offense comes right from the defense. They like to move the puck with guys like Ganzik and Andy Green.
Yeah, they're not scared to skate with it. Green and the other fellow you're talking about, they'll really rush with it.
Faceoff will be in the NMU zone to the near side of Toolmas Tarkey, who has stopped 21 shots tonight. 9 here in the second period. The Wildcats 6 shots in the middle frame. Cats got off to a good start in the period, but have been beset by penalties and have been unable to generate much offense through the middle part of the period. Here's Ganzik at center ice for Miami. Plays it across the line. Cats break back the other way. Here they come. Possible 3-on-2. Andy Contoy's backhander just wide of the goal. It comes to Oystrick. Nathan will play it down in deep. Contoys gets a piece of it. Ganzik will throw it around the far boards. Waugh will pinch, trying to hold the puck in the Miami zone inside of 7 minutes to go in the second. Here's Contoys. Contoys with Oystrick pinching in. Contoys working it around the goal, trying to get free of Chris Michael. Puck loose. Davis gets a piece of it for Miami. Penalty coming up, and this one going to go against the RedHawks as Contoys was hauled down. Good work by Andy to draw the call.
Yeah, excellent work by Contoys, and that's what they got to do. Just keep working hard. Keep those feet moving.
Wildcats will get their third power play of the night. This comes at 13:21. It's going to be a holding call against Mitch Ganzik of Miami. Now Michigan and Alaska Fairbanks now tied at 2 down in Ann Arbor. Actually, it's not going to be a hold. It'll be interference. Puck in the Miami zone. It skipped out just an inch or two across the blue line. The Wildcat City Insurance power play. Brought to you by City Insurance Agency of Marquette and Gwynn. Why shop elsewhere? City Insurance can do it all. It'll be Dirk Southern with Darren Ulver and Pat Bateman up front. Jamie Milam and Nathan Oystrick on the defenses. Walt Kyle, a lot of the times this year, Dave, he's stuck to pretty much just using his regular top two lines on the power play. Now he's mixing it up a little bit, trying to get a little more offense out. Milam, right side, Oystrick the shot. Blocker pad save made by Crawford West. Puck comes up the boards on the near side. Milam will pick it up. Here's Jamie. He plays it down in deep for Patrick Bateman to Southern. Dirk at the top for Milam. He'll fake the shot, dish it right side. Oystrick throws it at the goal, and Brandon Crawford West got a piece.
A little bit of pipe, I think.
Puck on the Miami side of the ice. Oystrick with it. 1:23 left in the power play. Nathan throws it at the goal, and that one will carry him out to Jamie Milam. Southern dishes for Bateman. Bateman tries to tip it back up to Milam. Southern will get a piece of it. Jamie tries to pinch it in, and the RedHawks will clear the zone. Well, I tell you, I like what Oystrick did down there. Not winding up for the big slap shot. Just throw it at the goal and see what kind of bounce we can get. Puck across the Miami line. It'll be taken away by Matt Davis. He'll play it back to the Wildcat line. 52 left in the power play for NMU. Here's Zach Tarker. Tarker sets up in behind the Wildcat goal. He's got Santarelli and Swanson up ahead, along with Matt Siddle. Puck played down into the Miami end. Bumping and banging going on. Puck to the far side corner. Tarker will play it for the Wildcats. Tarker works it back to the blue line for Jeff Waugh. Waugh, left side for Mike Santarelli. Santarelli up top to Waugh, again to Santarelli. Santarelli working back up to Jeff Waugh. Waugh working forward for Santarelli. Cats being patient, looking for a break. Here's Waugh, throws it at the goal, and that one whistles wide, and the Miami Hawks will clear it. 5 seconds left in the power play. Jeff Waugh will chase it back in behind his own goal as the Wildcats regroup. Waugh, the Dallas Stars draft pick. Ganzik got picked off by the referee coming out of the penalty box, and the Cats play it down into the Miami zone. That's something you don't see every day. Here comes Guerin for Miami to the Wildcat line, held up by Selden. Santarelli back to pick it up. Santarelli works it over to the right side of the Wildcat zone. He'll play it off the glass to Siddle. Siddle gets it across the Miami line. He's looking for some help. Selden will chase it down into the corner. He'll play it off the backboards. Kevin Gardner gets a piece of it. Siddle also in there for the Wildcats. Busby tips it to the near boards in the corner. 4 minutes to go, second period, still no score. Here's Guerin now for Miami. Guerin up across the NMU blue line, dishes from Michael. He's poke checked by Andrew Sauer. Puck off the wall in the Wildcat zone. Pat Murphy with it. Murphy for Gardner. Here comes Gardner across the Miami line. He'll go left side, looking for Sauer. Andrew puts the brakes on, tries to pick it up on the boards. Murphy also with a stick in there. He battles Green. Murphy dishes for Gardner. Gardner up top. Oh, what a shot by Tarker, and what a save by Crawford West.
Wow, what an unbelievable save. Great play, Gardner to Tarker. I thought that was 1-0.
Here's Murphy with Southern. Southern with the shot, score! Oh! Southern raises the roof with a shot high to the top corner, and it's 1-0 Wildcats, fourth goal of the year for Dirk.
Wow, what a beautiful shot by Southern. I mean, he went upstairs on that great wrist shot. I don't think the goalie was expecting it, but just a bullet.
16:37 will be the time of the goal, 1-0 Wildcats. Nice to see Dirk back in the scoring column. Here comes Santarelli. He will play it, and that will be... Well, it won't be a power play goal. But fourth of the year for Southern, Patrick Murphy and Jamie Milam will draw the assist. And you got to give Murph some credit, too, there for some of the banging he's doing to dig that puck out. What a snipe by Southern. And I tell you what, it's tough to beat any goalie high to the glove side.
Yeah, and that was amazing. That was right after he made that unbelievable save on Tarker. That was the save of the game.
Well, I tell you, and I don't think Tarker quite got the wood on that one that he wanted to, but it all works out in the end as Southern puts the Wildcats up 1-0 here in the second period. RedHawks with the puck in their own zone. Ganzik will play it over to the near side for Nelson. Nelson checked at center ice. Puck drifts down to the NMU end. Milam goes into the corner after it. Puck knocked loose behind the net. Southern will play it up to Santarelli. Santarelli looking for Contoys. Here's Andy across center ice trying to split the D. Andy working into the Miami zone. His shot blocked by the defense, and we get a whistle at the blue line. It's going to be a hooking call.
It's on Miami.
And it's going to go on the RedHawks, and that will be Ryan Jones. 17:31, the time of the call on Miami. That's their fourth penalty, so the Cats, with a goal, now have another opportunity late in the going in the second period. We still owe our TV side a commercial timeout. We'll try to squeeze that in before the second period ends after this power play. Wildcat City Insurance power play has Ulver, Santarelli, and Southern with Milam and Oystrick. Puck in behind the Miami goal. Andy Green will pick it up. He'll send it ahead to Dennis on the right side. Dennis will play it into the Wildcat end of the ice. This power play brought to you by the City Insurance Agency of Marquette and Gwynn Business Insurance Professionals. Here's Ulver across the Miami line. He'll set up on the far boards, tried to dish to Southern. Puck was poked free. It comes back into the neutral zone. Oystrick battling for it. He'll play it over the near side for Milam. 1:53 to go in the period. 1:22 left in the power play. There's Ulver in. Darren works in, shoots, tried to go short side, and the save was made by Crawford West. And the RedHawks will clear. Darren really didn't have a lot of options there. Miami had the pass taken away. He had to shoot and didn't have a lot to shoot at.
I thought he got a little possibly the outside of the pipe.
1:30 to go in the period. 1 minute to go in the power play. Here's Contoys. Andy dishes back. Siddall the shot. And the save made by Brandon Crawford West. Contoys up top for Jeff Waugh to Tarker. Zach with a drive. That one off the backboards. Rebounds out and a shot, and it's knocked down. Christie will skate it out for Miami. 1:12 to go in the period. 42 left in the power play. Here's Christie into the Wildcat zone. He's checked by Tarker. Puck loose. Cats bringing it back up. 3-on-2 up across the Miami line. Sauer for Contoys. Andy will pick it up. Last minute of play in the period. Contoys working, feeds it. Left side, Sauer looking for some room by the goal. Up top, Tarker the shot. That one knocked down in front and loose around the corner. 20 left in the power play, 50 in the period. Here's Waugh playing it for Andrew Sauer. Jeff Waugh, top of the circle. He goes up top to Tarker. Zach will throw it at the goal, deflected in front, loose. Waugh with the rebound. He'll fake the shot and work with it. 35 left in the period. Here's Sauer in the slot, shot, rebound loose, and Miami will clear it out into center ice. Wow. Cats all of a sudden getting it cranked up. Here comes Gardner. 22 seconds left in the period. Throws it in, steered wide of the goal. Matt Siddall will pick it up. Siddall working on the near boards. Tries to play it out in front. 15 left in the period. Gardner getting a stick on it. Scrum on the near side wall. Puck comes loose. Houston for Miami. He'll play it in behind the net to Busby. 5 seconds left. Busby will play it off the glass. And that will be the end of period number 2. Well, what excitement down the stretch, Dave. The Cats get a goal from Southern and some great scoring opportunities on the power play.
Oh, great scoring opportunities at the end, and goaltender Crawford West came up very big, made some great saves for Miami to keep that at 1-0.
So our score, the Wildcats 1, Miami 0 after 2 periods. We'll take a commercial timeout and come back to recap second period action. You're listening to Wildcat Hockey on Charter Communications and Oldies 99.5 WNGE.
His own experience in insurance and as a business owner give him a unique perspective. And with Hetrick & Associates' exclusive risk reduction program, Bill can help you avoid a business loss and keep you on track for business success. For auto owners' business insurance, contact Bill Hetrick of Hetrick & Associates. They've got just what you need.
Marquette General Hospital has a reputation that certainly goes across the entire Upper Peninsula, but it reaches a little further than that. Certainly the Upper Midwest, everybody knows about us, and I think that that's improving daily. We keep track of each other to make sure that we're giving really, really very good care. and I think we are known, certainly in the upper Midwest, as a very, very good health institution.
DuPont Stainmaster carpet with new Tac-Test fibers is so incredibly soft. You have to feel it to believe it.
You deserve a carpet this soft. At Matthews Floor Fashions, experience the carpet that touches you back. Right now, get a free Puppy Soft mascot with your purchase of DuPont Stainmaster carpet with Tac-Test fiber. Like Tac-Test, he's soft as a puppy, tough as a bulldog, and great for naps.
Available at Getz's in downtown Marquette.
You know the jingle.
Your clear choice.
And you know our product.
Window store.
Now come to know us for what we really are. Home improvement professionals committed to offering the very best prices to our customers. We're expanding again to warehouse our products that we buy factory direct. And factory direct buying means huge savings to you. The bigger we get, the better the savings for you. Now you know why your clear choice is
the window store.
When shopping for a new sofa, selection is so important. And when it comes to leather, well, you'll find lots and lots of choices, all with American's 7-year warranty against rips, burns, or stains. And American wants to make sure you find exactly what you're looking for. American's Custom Order Express has over 2,000 fabric and frame combinations available in 6 weeks, or the sofa is yours free. Incredible selection, the guaranteed low price. Plus, with 0 interest till 2007, there's never been a better time to buy. American, your furniture store with more.
This is Walt Kyle, head coach of your hockey Wildcats. During the month of July, we'll be running a 3-week hockey camp at the Berry Center. This camp will focus on developing individual skills as well as understanding the basic concepts that it takes to become a complete hockey player. We also, for the first time this summer, will be offering a specialized goaltending camp. If you have any questions on any of these events or would like to enroll, please contact John Kyle at 227-1189. Register early, space is limited, and we expect an extremely large turnout.
Hello and welcome to Northern Notebook, the show for and about Northern Michigan University. I'm your host, Dwight Brady.
NMU reach a total it's never seen before.
Well, Doobie says he's projecting a final fall count of 9,425 students. This would break the previous record of 9,376 set in 1980. He credits this accomplishment to 4 firsts. New freshman applications broke 5,000, admissions broke 4,000, active admissions broke 3,000, and orientation reached an all-time high of more than 1,950 freshmen.
Northern's push for keeping students, faculty, and staff in touch is expanding. The laptops are equipped for going wireless here on campus and throughout the community.
There's been a lot of push by students and faculty and staff to provide wireless access throughout the Marquette community. We began testing it last year, and we're still sort of in a test mode until middle of fall here. But we have been putting wireless signal out primarily on the east side of Marquette, where there's a high concentration of students. There are a lot of obstacles, as you know, with wireless. If you have a solid structure in the way, a brick wall, or sometimes low-E glass, it can create interference and not get the signal. But we're building a wireless map with a GPS system to show people where that access would be available. And we're going to be providing instructions on how to install wireless, and we're working with some local vendors to install wireless at people's apartments or houses or whatever. They would be contracting with the local vendor, not with the university, to do that.
The Student Services Building, formerly known as Hedgecock Fieldhouse, is open for business and nearly complete. Bob Ryan from NMU Engineering and Planning recently took Northern Notebook cameras on a tour of the facility.
On the first floor, it's kind of unique. It's military science and some of the music departments, storage and practice rooms, and a lot of utility type rooms. On the second floor, you start to get into the students areas. We have the registrar, we have the admissions office, we have housing, we have Dean of Students office, and we have financial aids. And in the center, we have all the banking and financial transactions all in one area, central area. Then on the third floor, so you have Upward Bound, you have job search, you have academic career advisement, tutoring, diversity. In addition, on the third floor, you have one of the most unique features of the building, and that's the commons area, which is going to have a kitchen that sells food and distributes beverages and things to the students, and it's going to have like patio type furniture where they can sit and plug in their laptops or go wireless. We have wireless capability in that area. That's probably the most unique feature. The second most unique feature is a recital hall, and that's down on the second floor. And that isn't complete yet, but will be complete probably in November. And that recital hall is a 300-seat recital hall for the music department, and that will be state-of-the-art, acoustically correct, and it's going to be all wood paneled with special seating, special acoustics, and special staging, and the whole music department's band will fit on the stage. It's a very large stage. This new renovation included ADA, American with Disabilities Act compliance throughout. There's elevators, there's automatic doors, there's a link to the Thomas Fine Arts, an overhead link so they don't have to go outside between buildings.
Slated for completion later this year is the Art and Design Building right across the street from the Student Services Building.
Second for a total of 19. Tarkey has stopped 12 and 10 for a total of 22 for the Wildcats. So it's 1-0 Wildcats after 2 periods. In third period play this season, Miami has been outscored 19-18, and the Wildcats have outscored their opponents in third period play this season for NMU. The Cats up in third period, and if I can quickly find that statistical information, which I may have lost at some point along the line, there we go. Wildcats have outscored their opponents 22-15 in third period play over the course of the season. Taking a look at scores elsewhere. Ferris State leads Nebraska Omaha 2-1. That game after 2 periods. It's Lake Superior State up on Alabama Huntsville 3-2. That game just getting underway in the third. Fairbanks and Michigan are tied at 2 after 2 periods. Ohio State leads Notre Dame 2-1. And Western Michigan has a 4-3 lead over Michigan State with 4 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the second. Elsewhere, Boston College a 4-2 lead over BU, that one being played at Boston College tonight. Providence and Northeastern are tied starting the third period. RPI trailing Colgate 4-2, and UMass and Maine are tied at 2 apiece. Here at the Barry Event Center, the Wildcats with a 1-0 lead over Miami. And Dave, third period is going to be very key for the Wildcats. You have to continue that strong defensive game, but when you get those offensive chances, you have to convert.
Well, I thought their best chances in a while were here late in the second period, not only on a power play 5-on-5. I thought that's probably the best they played in a while. They got to continue to go hard to the net. The beautiful goal by Dirk Southern. They just missed a couple other opportunities, and I think they got to continue to go hard. One thing I have noticed, I think they can pinch their offside defenseman. He gets the good scoring chances with that, and that's maybe something you'll look for in the third period. They don't seem to be covering that guy as well as they should down low, so maybe that's something the Cats will be looking for.
Well, I tell you, we've seen a pretty solid game, although he hasn't showed up on the score sheet, from Nathan Oystrick. Nathan had an off weekend last weekend, but he has really kicked it back into gear tonight, and he's that one guy that's sneaking in the backside and generating some scoring chances.
Right. We noticed on the score sheet here, 4 or 5 Wildcat chances are down low with defensemen. Darker a couple times, Oystrick down low, and that's maybe something the Caps will be looking for here in the third period.
Well, it's one of those situations where Miami likes to cheat up one side, and the Wildcats, it's a calculated risk when you bring that defenseman in, because if you don't hold the puck, it could be 3-on-1 the other way, but so far it has worked for the Wildcats, so we'll see if that can continue into the third period. Dave, what is the key to this period for Northern Michigan?
I think it's playing good defense. I mean, you're up 1-0. You're in your, you're in your home rink. You want to win the third period. Don't give up a goal. You win the hockey game. So I think the key is, we can talk about all the goals we want, but Walt Kyle, Dave Schock, and John Kyle will take a 1-0 victory. So I think the key is playing good defense, and Tumas continue to play well in goal.
And Tumas Starkey has been stellar in the Wildcat net, 22 stops through 2 periods for Northern Michigan. After 2, it's the Wildcats 1, Miami nothing. We'll take a commercial timeout and come back with exciting third period action. You're watching Wildcat Hockey and Charter Communications and listening on Oldies 99.5 WNGE.
Pepsi brings you lunch. The great thing about working for yourself is you get to be your own boss. That's not easy. You gotta walk the line between being... sexual harassment suit. Apparently there was some
after their business hours to avoid disruption. Then patiently wait for your raise. Matthews Floor Fashions, where buying a new floor is just as fun as having it. Matthews Floor Fashions has what you're looking for. Quality you can afford. Matthews Floor Fashions. Matthews Floor Fashions.
Providing reliable electricity at not-for-profit rates. Marquette Board of Light and Power, proud to be part of your community. Dave Dennis and Dave Mingay bringing you Wildcat Hockey on 99.5 and Charter Communications. Third period just underway. Cats will be going from left to right. And Dave, the Wildcats 7-0 when taking a lead to the third period this season. Miami 0-8 when going behind into the third period. So that goal by Dirk Southern, a very key one for NMU.
I guess there's no real reason to play the third period. Just give the W to us and the L to them, and let's move on.
Yeah, but we wouldn't be able to get all our commercials in, so I guess we got to play it.
But no, that's a key stat, and let's hope it happens again tonight. Again, the Cats control their own destiny here in the third period.
Santarelli, Ulver, and Bateman with Oystrick and Waugh, the lineup for the Wildcats to start the third period. Miami will start with the same line they started the hockey game with: Chris Michael, Matt Christie, and Marty Guerin. Andy Green will move it over to the right side for Guerin. Boy, that looked like Christie was way offside, but no call. Puck around the NMU goal. It'll be picked up by Bateman on the far side of the ice. Pat wheels through the slot, plays it ahead. Here's a chance in center ice, and they couldn't get it through the skates of Chris Michael. Marty Guerin at the red stripe on the far side will play it into the Wildcat zone. Cats with it. Oystrick ahead to Ulver. Ulver for Santarelli. Here's Mike across the Miami line. Santarelli will bank it off the backboards. Ulver will chase it to the far side. Darren whacks it in deep. Santarelli after it for NMU. Alan Swanson also in there as the Cats in the midst of a line change. Leighton also onto the ice as Swanson works it up top for Matt Maunu. Maunu on the right side will play it down into the corner. It comes in behind the Miami goal. Mitch Ganzik there for the RedHawks. Davis pokes it around to the near side. RedHawks will get it out into center ice. Here comes Smith up to the Wildcat blue line with Houston. Smith plays it down into the far side corner. Bobby Selden will go after it. He'll play it around to Ciancio on the near side. Ciancio takes a bump from Ganzik. Puck to Maunu down in the corner. Matt sends it around. Selden shovels it for Swanson. Here comes Al across center ice. He'll play it near side corner of the Miami zone for Ciancio. Ciancio shortens up the stick, gets a piece of it. Puck on the far side of the ice. Davis there for Miami. He'll work it out to the near side, bank it off the glass to the Wildcat blue line. He took a pretty nice thump from Robbie Leighton. Here comes Milam now. Jamie with a drive and a stick save by Brandon Crawford West. Puck around the Miami goal. Andy Contois with a steal. A shot. Rebound loose. Cats still with it. There's Ciancio with a shot. And Crawford West got just enough of it to steer it just wide of the far post. Great work by Contois down low. Puck loose, far side of the Miami zone. It comes to the blue line. Zach Tarker will hold it in. Tried to play it off the glass. That ends up in the crowd, and a youngster from Ishpeming has a souvenir.
Tough break by the Cats there. Andy Contois in a wraparound. The rebound came out, and they just missed getting to it. Good work down low by Contois.
17:40 to go, third period. Wildcats with a 1-0 lead. Faceoff will be at the Miami blue line. Southern will be out there to take the draw for NMU. He's got Contois and Sauer on the wings. Here is Contois, the Marquette junior, out of the blue line. It'll be played down into the Miami corner. Busby sends it behind the goal. Green up the right side. Puck banked off the wall. Cooper will knock it in deep to the Wildcat end. Milam gets there first, takes the bump, pushes it to the near side corner. Jamie still battling for it. Dirk Southern comes back to pick it up. Southern will set it up, play it up the near side for Sauer. Andrew into center ice for Contois. Andy knocked off the puck by Pomeranski. Pomeranski sends it over to the right side for Busby. Busby back to Pomeranski. He lost it. Murphy almost in with the steal. Here's Murph up the right side into the Miami zone. He'll take it in deep. He's bumped by Andy Green, kicking the puck to Siddle. Siddle pushes it back around the goal. Pomeranski there to pick it up for Miami. Puck thrown all the way down the ice. We'll take a 30-second timeout. 16:43 to go, third period. 1-0 Wildcats.
The athletes come in for second opinions and are been told they've been seen by somebody and, take 2 weeks off and then come back. I mean, I've got 30 years of experience, so I know what works and doesn't work. We want to get them assessed as quickly as possible and get them back on the road to recovery so they're doing the things they want to do. So we're constantly pushing the limit. We want to get people back, whether it be by bracing or whatever it might take. And that's been my goal. That's something that I've enjoyed doing because that's the big challenge.
Face-off in the Miami zone. Christie has it for the Red Sox. RedHawks pushes it out into center ice. I didn't think I saw Pedro Martinez in skates. Of course, he's not a Red Sox anymore anyway. Puck back into the Miami corner. Bumping and banging going on as the puck is in deep. It comes to the near side. Big hit by Siddle. Jeff Waugh will pick it up. He plays it to the side of the goal. Siddle! Oh, it skipped off his stick as he was going to the net. He was all alone. Puck comes out into center ice. Murphy with a huge hit on Michael. Oh, baby. Captain Crunch. Puck at the Miami blue line. 2 huge hits on that shift. Siddle and Murphy. Puck played down into the near side corner of the Wildcat zone. Manu will tip it for Bob Sheldon. Bobby from behind the goal. Left side to Manu. Matt throws it up the boards for Bateman. To Ulver. 2-on-2 across the line with Santarelli. Here's Santarelli weaving through the zone. Takes the shot. And Ulver just missed the tip on the rebound. Cats on fire here early in the second. Smith will bring it back across the NMU line for Grant. Grant poke check by Sheldon. Ulver comes back, lifts the stick. Puck comes loose. Puck poke to the near side. Santarelli will pick it up for NMU. Santarelli sends it ahead for Patrick Bateman. Bateman to the Miami line, trying to poke it in. It's knocked loose by Ganzik. Puck comes back across the Wildcat line. 15-15 to go, third period, no score. Here's Darren Ulver. Darren up into Miami territory, takes the shot. Save made, Crawford West, rebound loose and knocked away by the Hawks.
Cats just can't get to the rebound.
Puck comes into the Wildcat zone. There's the shot, goes through the crease, but way wide of the goal. Matt Ciancio sends it up the left side for Darren Ulver. Darren across the line, takes a bump from Green. Puck comes free, down in the corner. Darren will peel off and get the line change completed. RedHawks send it into center ice. Here is Davis for Miami. Davis up across the NMU line. That's Nathan Davis. He has it knocked away. Comes back to Busby, his shot, and Torkey makes a nice save through traffic. Puck in the near side corner of the Wildcat zone. Jeff Waugh hammers his man into the glass. And let's see, which member of Miami is that? 26, Ryan Jones. He got a face full of glass there. It wasn't an illegal hit, but it was a hard hit nonetheless, and he may have bit his lip or bit his tongue on that.
He got crunched, I know that. Wow.
And Enrico Blasey is going to ask for a penalty call, as is Jones. And I'm sure Enrico will draw some comments from some of the Wildcat faithful in behind the bench. I'll tell you what, this place should be rocking next weekend. All the students will be back, so get your tickets early. Online at www.nmu.edu/tickets. Calling Easy Tickets 227-1032. Or at the Superior Dome ticket office, or here at the Barrie Event Center, afternoon on game day. Puck in the Miami zone. It's played to Cooper on the near side. Cooper tries to push it up the wall, held in by Dirk Southern. Southern chasing after it into the corner, dishes off to Sauer up top. Manu sends it goalward. Southern got a piece of it. Contoy's working in behind the net for the Wildcats. He had it knocked loose. 14 minutes to go, third period. 1-0 NMU. Here come the Hawks. They play it into the Wildcat zone. Bobby Selden will go after it. He'll reverse it to Sauer. Sauer turns it the other way for Southern. Southern up across the Miami line. Dirk poke check by Busby. Southern will punch it back down in deep. Cats will get a line change going. Sauer puts a bang on his man. Puck comes back out into center ice. Cooper will dump it in, and Miami will also change up. 13.5 remaining, 1-1-0 NMU on the Southern goal in the second period. Here comes Gardner, drops it for Siddall. Siddall the shot, that one blocked by the Miami defense of Charlie Fetzer. Here comes Christie up across the Wildcat line, but he has it knocked away by Oystrick. Tell you, I have to like, Dave, the way the Wildcats have contained some of these high-powered Miami players, much the same they did with Bill Thomas and Parse last week. Here's Siddall knocking the puck loose. Siddall working through traffic, feeds it in front, gets the shot on, and Crawford West makes the save. Up top it comes to Jeff Waugh. Waugh working, throws it. Guerin gets a piece of it. It goes to the sideboards. Guerin will pick it up and skate it out for Miami. Guerin through the neutral zone across the Wildcat blue line. He'll be checked by Waugh. Nathan Oystrick throws it around the boards. It's held in on the far side of the ice by Davis. Oystrick gets a stick on it for the Wildcats. Down to the far corner. He'll play it to Waugh on the near side as we reach 12.5 minutes to go. Ganzik in from his defensive spot. Down in deep for Guerin. He lost it to Jeff Waugh, and Jeff will clear it, but not out. Knocked down by Michael, and the Cats will pick it back up. Oystrick will play it, and it ends up on the Wildcat bench with 12 and 23 to go here in the period.
guy I really like the way he's played tonight is Matt Siddle. Really played the body well, thrown a lot of great checks, and done a nice job offensively. Great scoring opportunities.
Really has. Faceoff will be to the stick side of Tuomas Tarkki. 23 stops on the night. RedHawks will control the faceoff. Busby plays it off the boards, down into the corner. It drifts in behind the net. Penalty coming up on the Wildcats on Bobby Selden. Puck loose. Husted in there for Miami, and the whistle comes as Selden touches it up, and Bobby's going to go off. This is a huge power play for NMU. It's going to be holding at 7:51. 7th penalty of the night for the Wildcats. 7th Miami power play. So Bobby takes a seat in the sit bin. Dirk Southern and Andy Contois will be on for the Wildcats with Waugh and Oistrich. Miami will counter with Nathan Davis, Taylor Houston. I've been calling him Tyler. It's Taylor Houston. RedHawks with the puck. There's the shot by Grant, deflected wide. Davis also on the ice. That's Nathan Davis. Grant and Ganzik on the points. Miami with the puck. Up top it goes. Ganzik works it to the far side for Smith. Smith top of the circle, and a penalty coming up on Miami. Going to be a slash against Taylor Houston.
Big break for the Cats there.
I'll tell you what, there's nothing that will upset a coach more than taking a selfish penalty on the offensive end of the ice, and that's what a slash is. It's, I got to get this guy. I got to chop at him, and Husted did it and cost his team a very important power play.
4-on-4 hockey.
5th penalty of the night on Miami. So we'll play 4-on-4 for the next minute 41. The Cats now a perfect 7 for 7 on the penalty kill tonight. Here comes Bateman. Bateman and over, up across the Miami line. Bateman slides it over. Patrick trying to work it down on the far sideboards. Darren comes up with it. Darren at the Miami blue line, dishes to Maunu. Matt throws it toward the goal through traffic. Knocked down by Crawford West. Coming back the other way is Grant for Miami. Grant up across the Wildcat line. He's being watched by Zach Tarker. Takes the bad angle shot, and Tarkey makes the glove save. 11:19 to go, third period. 1-0 the Wildcats lead. Dirk Southern, the only goal of the night for NMU.
It's only the second shot on goal this period. The Cats got to stay tough defensively.
Michigan has taken a 3-2 lead over Alaska Fairbanks 5 minutes into the third period. Ohio State still up 2-1 over Notre Dame. Ferris leading Omaha 2-1. That game down in Big Rapids. Here comes Dirk Southern through center ice up across the Miami line. Takes the shot. That one whistles high and wide. Southern loses the stick. We've got another penalty coming up against Miami. And it's going to be holding the stick. That's why Southern lost his lumber. This one comes at 8:57. So the Cats will have a rare 4-on-3 power play. And so what has turned into a tough situation for the Cats, having to kill off the penalty, now turns to a power play as Matt Davis goes off for holding the stick. So this is a City Insurance power play for NMU, brought to you by the City Insurance Agency of Marquette and Gwinn. Bring in your policies for a free review and save. 4-on-3 power play for the next 46 seconds. Then the Wildcats will get about 20 seconds of 5-on-3. Milam and Oistrich on the defense. Bateman and Ulver the front line for the Cats. Here's Milam. He plays it right side to Darren Ulver. Darren back up top to Jamie. Over on the left side for Nathan Oistrich. Oistrich at the top, feeds it left side to Jamie, back to Nathan, playing back and forth. Milam trying to squeeze it in. Oistrich the shot, and that one ends up out of play, and it will come outside the zone.
Guy in the crease, I think. Call him Bateman for being in the crease.
And you would be correct. Face-off will be at the blue line. Just outside the Miami zone. Southern to take the draw for the Cats. He's flanked by Matt Siddle with Oistrich and Milam. 18 left before the Wildcats get a two-man advantage. Here's Milam for the Wildcats. He plays it left side for Southern. Up top for Oystrick. Nathan with it, top of the right side circle, feeds it over, gets it back, feeds it over. There's a drive, and that one knocked down in front. And a whistle, and again, man in the crease against the Cats. This time, Dirk Southern. So 3 seconds left before the Wildcats get the two-man advantage. They will have 20 seconds in that two-man advantage and a total of 1:07 of power play time. Here's Contoys. Cats now at full strength. Two-man advantage. Contoys up across the Miami line. He's got Santarelli and Southern with him. Andy sets up right side for Oystrick. Oystrick, 9 seconds left in the two-man advantage for Milam. Jamie feeds it down in deep. Cats working it in the circle. Milam with a blast, and that one hit traffic in front. Crawford West knocked it away. RedHawks get a man back. It comes to Contoys. Back up top. Here's Milam playing tic-tac-toe. He feeds it over to Oystrick down on the left side. There's a shot, and the rebound skipped right through the skates of Andy Contoys, who's upended. Puck comes down into the corner. 31 left in the City Insurance power play for NMU, and the RedHawks will clear. Puck comes to Southern. He deflects it into the Miami zone, and they're going to call an icing on that, and Southern got a piece of the puck at the blue line, Dave.
Yeah, I thought he played it, but wow, Cats with an awful great opportunity there in the 5-on-3.
Smallest crowd of the season here at the at the Barrie Event Center, 2,782. Of course, that probably has a bit to do with the fact that about 1,500 students aren't here, as we've seen on those record-setting nights we've had this year. Tarker will bring it up for NMU. 14 left in the power play. It goes around the Miami goal. It comes to Gardner. Kevin up top for Waugh. He sends it goalward, deflected in front by either Siddle or Murphy, and the RedHawks come back the other way, and they have killed the penalties. Here they come into the Wildcat zone. In behind the goal, Jeff Waugh will pick it up for NMU. Waugh for Murphy. Murphy turns, plays it off the boards, out into center ice for Gardner. Gardner sends it ahead. Siddle with a huge hit on Marty Guerin. Here's Jones now for Miami. Puck comes down around to the Wildcat end. Jeff Waugh battling for it. Puck loose, squirts into the slot. Knocked to the corner by Zach Tarker. Tarker without his stick. Miami with the puck. Mitch Ganzik. Ganzik feeds it up top. There's a drive. That one knocked away by Gardner. It comes on the right side. Green working in. He takes the shot. That's deflected to the corner. 8:20 to go in the third. We are due for a commercial break, and we get a whistle. We can't take that break, though, because of a penalty call. It's going to be interference at 11:44, and it will go against Miami.
Wow, Cats with a break there. Called a penalty with a Tarker without his stick down low, and Cats might have caught a break.
And Andy Green, who is one of Miami's top offensive catalysts, will be the man going off. 6th penalty of the night on the RedHawks. Or to check that, make that the 7th penalty of the night on the RedHawks to even the penalty count at 7 apiece. So the Wildcats on power play number 7. They will set it up with Bateman, Southern, Darren Ulver. Ulver up across the Miami blue line. Oystrick and Milam will be the defensive pairing. Puck loose. Here comes Miami. 2-on-2 across the Wildcat line. There's a drive and a glove save by Tarkey on the shot by Davis.
Well, bouncing puck at the blue line. Cats misplayed it and gave Miami a chance to come back at him shorthanded. That's the last thing you'd want to give up right now is a shorthander.
7:51 remaining in the third period. 1-0 Northern Michigan on the Dirk Southern goal. 16:37 into the second period. Faceoff will be in the NMU zone as the officials do a little ice cleaning. Don't forget Wildcat Hoop, 11 a.m. tomorrow. The ladies take on Gannon. It's bring a kid to the game day. Any child under 12, a free admission with 1 paid adult. And then the men will take on Gannon at 1 p.m. and then it'll be Wildcat hockey tomorrow night at 7:35 against these Miami RedHawks. There's a shot from the point. Tarkey will glove it again. That one came from Brad Robbins. So the faceoff will go right back to the same spot. Michigan has now stretched themselves to a 4-2 lead over Alaska Fairbanks at Ann Arbor. Ferris State up 2-1 over Nebraska Omaha 5 minutes into the third period. Alabama and Huntsville and Lake State tied at 3 in the Sioux. Southern will battle Michael for the faceoff. Michael wins the draw, gets the shot right on, and Tarkey sticks it away. Puck to the near side corner. Oystrick plays it off the backboards for Waugh. Jeff plays it for Nathan. Wildcats on the City Insurance power play for the next 1:18. Puck across center ice to the Miami line. They throw it back into the Wildcat zone where Tarkey stops it. Do you need life insurance? Call Jerry Garso today at the City Insurance Agency of Marquette and Gwynn. City Insurance, a proud sponsor of the Wildcat power play. Here's Ulver into the Miami zone. Plays it down into the corner. Bateman in after it along with Dirk Southern. Puck around the boards. Jamie Milam on the far corner. Slides it back in deep. It comes to Ulver. Darren, near side corner. Up top for Nathan Oystrick. 47 left in the power play. Puck played off the boards for Southern. Up top to Jamie again. Here's Jamie. He sends it goalward. That one's blocked by Robbins, and the RedHawks will clear. 35 remaining in the power play. 6:50 remaining in the third period. 1-0 Northern Michigan. Here comes Oystrick. He had a little trouble with it. Jeff Waugh will pick it up. Jeff turns it back to Nathan. Nathan will play it on the left side. Now he turns it over to the right for Waugh. Here comes Jeff across the Miami line. Drops it for Ciancio. Ciancio the drive. Puck deflected in front. Save Crawford West. And he'll cover it up with Rob Leighton camped out on his doorstep. Opportunities for the Cats abound here in the third period. They've had 7 shots on goal to 3 for Miami. But the Cats have had 3 power play opportunities here in the second.
Yeah, I was just going to say, they've had a lot of power play. Miami's had 3 of the 4 penalties, but Cats still fighting to score.
Puck goes into the corner. Miami will drive it around the boards. It'll come all the way back into center ice as the RedHawks return to full strength. Green out of the box. He runs into the linesman again. That's the second time we've had a Miami player picked coming out of the penalty box by the stripes. Puck comes to the near boards. Manu will pick it up at the Wildcat blue line. He'll send it ahead to the Miami line. Busby will pick it up with 5:59 remaining. Bobby Selden back into the corner of the Wildcat zone. He's thumped by Grant. Bobby maintains his feet. Now he's slew-footed by Grant. No call. Grant will play it off to Ganzik for Grant. Top of the circle. Takes the shot. Tarkey the save. And hangs on, and we'll take a 30-second commercial timeout. 5:39 to go. 1-0 Cats.
Winter.
Dave Mingay of the Rec Room is one hard-working guy, and the product knowledge, unbelievable. Need a spa for stress relief or pain relief? Dave knows which one's best for you. Dave knows which fireplace would best heat your den, living room, or cabin. Dave knows the pool table that would fit your family room. It takes years and years of hard work and product study to know all this. Isn't it time you started studying like Dave? The Rec Room. Say aye, eh?
Back to the Barrie Event Center. Dave Dennis and Dave Mingay. 5:39 to go. Wildcats with a 1-0 lead over Miami of Ohio. RedHawks control the faceoff. Puck will go to the near sideboards. Now the Cats throw it out across center ice, down into the Miami zone. Miami trying to pick it up. Southern got a stick on it. Green forced to play it over to Busby on the right side. Here's Green now. Andy sends it ahead for Davis. He'll poke it in. That was Nathan Davis down to the Wildcat end of the ice. Waugh gets a stick on it. Miami, though, trying to gain possession. Nelson got a piece of it. Cats will break it out. Here they come with Contoy, Santarelli, and Southern. Contoy's across the Miami line. Andy takes the shot, and that was deflected by Green, and Crawford West got just a piece of it on the redirection. Inside 5 minutes remaining. Selden will play it off the wall for Green. Green sends it over right side for Busby. It comes over on the near side now for Andy Green, the Miami captain. Green checked by Gardner as he plays the puck into the NMU zone. Cats will send it right back out. Murphy will toss it down into the Miami corner. 4.5 to go. Gardner bumped by Busby. Gardner comes away with the puck, though. Kevin working in the Miami zone. Up top to Manu. Matt will send it around the goal, looking for Murphy. RedHawks pick it up. They play it out along the boards. Here comes Christie across center ice. He'll touch it off to Guerin. He's bumped. And a nice check there by Nathan Oystrick of the Wildcats. Puck in center ice now. Gardner will cross the stripe. He'll dump it in as the Cats get the line change. Oliver and company back onto the rink for NMU. Here come the RedHawks up the left side. Davis, Matt Davis, into the Wildcat zone. He's taken wide by Waugh. Recovers, coming around, and Tarkey makes the stop. Puck comes back up top. Ganzik will send it on the right side for Miami. Get the return pass, throws it toward the goal. That hits bodies and ends up off the high glass. 3:48 to go, still 1-0 NMU. Ganzik chases it back to the Miami blue line. Both teams going with quick line changes here in the late going. Puck goes down in behind the NMU goal. Bobby Selden back after it. He'll reverse it to Zach Tarker on the far boards. Zach plays it ahead, skips by Bateman. Puck comes to Ulver. Ulver into the Miami zone with Bateman and Sauer. Darren working down into the corner. Here's Bateman now. Patrick trying to hold it in. RedHawks will break it back out. Here comes Grant up the left side. 3:18 to go. 1-0 NMU. Grant battles Manu. Puck comes loose. Cats break back the other way. Possible 4-on-3. Here comes Ulver up across the Miami line. He's got Sauer and Bateman. Puck tipped away. Miami coming back the other way now. Grant at the NMU blue line. Grant working. Oystrick, he gets around. Oystrick moves in, takes a shot. What a save by Tarkey. Wow, great move by Grant and a better save by Tarkey. And we'll take a commercial timeout. 2:55 to go. 1-0 Cats.
This is Tom Cousineau. As a Hetrick & Associates agent representing auto owners insurance, Tom specializes in programs that protect your business. After evaluating your operation, Tom can suggest practices focused on risk reduction and recommend the auto owner's coverage that best fits your needs and budget. That's what Tom, along with auto owners, can do for you. For auto owners business insurance, contact Tom Cousineau of Hetrick & Associates. They've got just what you need.
Lead over Miami. Faceoff will be at the top of the circle on the left side of the NMU zone. Dirk Southern in to take the draw for NMU with Contois and Ciancio. Wildcats will control the faceoff. Jeff Waugh with it for NMU. Waugh on the far side loses it to Nelson, but Southern will turn it the other way. Here comes Ciancio up the right side. Matt Ciancio into the Miami zone, and Contois was offside as the puck took a while to get across the blue line. 2:41 remain. It's been a tight hockey game all the way through. And Dave, I don't think during the second half that we're going to see a lot of 6-5 hockey games or even a lot of blowouts on either side of the ledger.
Well, I hope we don't see many 6-5s the way we're scoring right now. Nobody, but great defensive game for the Cats. And I'm just sure they're looking for a way to score more, but they take this one if they could squeak this one out 1-0. 2 missed Tarkey, huge in goal again tonight.
Faceoff will come back to the point where the offside pass originated. Puck thrown in behind the NMU goal as we reach the 2.5-minute mark. Here is Dirk Southern. He plays it ahead for Contois. Andy back to Dirk. And Andy sliding across the line offside. He tried to get out, but he was held up by the Miami defender. Doesn't matter if you're held up, it's still offside. Michigan State is tied Western Michigan at Kalamazoo. 14:38 to go in the third. Rick Conley's Spartans looking to make a second half move. Dave Mingay is heading down to rinkside. He's going to look for Coach Walt Kyle's post-game comments. Faceoff will be at the Miami blue line. Wildcats will send it in. Puck comes around the near boards. Up across center ice. Guerin for Miami, tried to play it in. Wildcats deflected to the far side. Up top it goes once again. Busby couldn't handle it. Leitner will pick it up for NMU. Robbie will skate it out across center ice. He'll tip it to the Miami zone. Gardner chasing after it with Busby. Busby swats it around the net to the near side. Inside 2 minutes to go. 1:51 left as the Wildcats hold a 1-0 lead. Chris Michael across the Wildcat line. Guerin was poke checked by Oystrick. Puck tipped into center ice. RedHawks will throw it to the near boards. Cats will get a line change out as they bring Southern and Ulver onto the rink. Gardner trying to get off for Pat Bateman. RedHawks with it. They get it to the Wildcat line. 1:33 to go. We'll watch the Miami net. There's a shot blocker saved by Tarkey, and the Cats send it back down the ice. Busby will pick it up on the near side corner. 1:23 to go. Busby banks it off the wall. Brandon Crawford West looking to Enrico Blasey and Chris Bergeron on the Miami bench for a signal for when he wants to come off. If there's a face-off in the Wildcat zone, he'll come off right away. Otherwise, they'll wait till they have possession on the Wildcat side of the ice. 1:16 to go, and Enrico Blasey will call timeout for Miami and try to set up his last-minute attack. 1:16 to go. The only goal of the night coming from Dirk Southern as he beat Crawford West high to the glove side, just under the crossbar and inside the post with about 3.5 minutes to go in the second period. What a snipe it was by Southern. Pat Murphy and Jamie Milan picked up the assists for NMU. On the other side, Tumas Tarkey has been just sterling in the NMU goals. Our TV viewers, take a look at one of the young fans in attendance tonight. Triple header here at the Berry tomorrow. As soon as this game is over, they'll start putting the floor down for basketball. There we see some more Wildcat fans on TV. Matt Anderson and Matt Jr. sitting on the left of your screen. They'll start putting the floor down as soon as this game is over. Women's basketball game tips off at 11. The men at 1, both against Gannon. Then Wildcat hockey at 7:35. And then on Tuesday night, it'll be basketball again here at the Berry Event Center as the Wildcats take on Michigan Tech. 5:30 for the ladies, 7:30 for the men. Jim LaJoy and Adam Hamry have all the hoop action for you. Dave Minga and me, all the hockey action right here on Oldies 99.5. And Ulver tried to slip in the back door on the faceoff, so that'll get Southern waved out, and Ulver moved in. Now, very key here for the Wildcats. They have 2 faceoff men in Southern and Ulver on the ice, and that for a very good reason. 1:10 to go, for a reason just as we saw there where one got waved out. Of course, Pat Bateman's also done pretty well on faceoffs this year for the Wildcats. Puck in the neutral zone. Dirk Southern for the Wildcats. They're not letting the RedHawks get Brandon Crawford West out of that goal. Andy Green will bring it up for the RedHawks. 55 seconds remain. Wildcats hanging to a 1-0 lead. Here is Grant for Miami. He had to veer back. Crawford West now coming out of the goal. The Miami net is empty. RedHawks will get the extra attacker onto the ice. That's Nathan Davis. Puck in the Wildcat zone, thrown up the boards, but that one looks like it'll have enough to be an icing call, and it does with 33.5 to go. Well, the Wildcats did a good job holding Miami up and delaying the exit of Brandon Crawford West, who's played a very nice game himself in the Miami goal, but the Cats wouldn't let him get out. Finally, Miami got it up the ice. Faceoff will be to the left of Tumas Tarkey. Chris Michael for Miami. Dirk Southern for Northern Michigan. Puck is dropped. Into the corner it goes. Oystrick will poke it around to the near side. Marty Guerin for Miami. Dishes off for Davis for Christie. Puck goes around the far side of the goal. Guerin throws it back. Penalty coming up Northern Michigan. Puck loose, touched by Bateman, and the whistle will come with 17.2 seconds remaining. So Miami will have a 2-man advantage with the net empty as Pat Bateman is called. And it's going to be a cross check. 19:42. It will go in the books as 8th penalty of the night on the Wildcats. 8th Miami power play. Coming up, 17.2 seconds remain. Southern will take the draw for the Wildcats. He will have Contoys, Oystrick, and Waugh in support. Chris Michael will be the face-off man for Miami. Cats control. Waugh fires it around the boards. It's held in on the near side by Guerin. He sends it across. 10 seconds left. Michael throws it to the slot. The Cats clear it, but not out. At the blue line, Grant having trouble with it. 4 seconds left. There's a shot from the corner by Guerin, and that one sticked away by Tarkey. 2-1, and the Cats win. The Wildcats, the 3rd shutout of the season for Tumas Tarkey, the senior from Rauma, Finland, and a 1-0 win over the RedHawks of Miami University. Dirk Southern with the game-winning and only goal of the night for NMU. We'll take a commercial timeout and come back with the post-game show. You're listening to Wildcat Hockey on Oldies 99.5 and watching on Charter Communications.
The whole world is being inundated with new technology. One important thing is that we keep track of what's happening around the world. We work very, very closely with the hospital to make sure that we have all the new technologies on board. And we review all of these things so that there's a type of peer review to make sure that we're using all the new technology appropriately, which is just good for us from a health standpoint.
Yeah, it's that soft. Stainmaster with Tactess.
You deserve a carpet this soft. At Matthews Floor Fashions, experience the carpet that touches you back. Right now, get a free Puppy Soft mascot with your purchase of DuPont Stainmaster carpet with Tactess fiber. Like Tactess, he's soft as a puppy, tough as a bulldog, and great for naps.
Over the RedHawks of Miami University. Welcome back to the Barry Event Center. Dave Dennis, glad you could be with us tonight. What a hockey game we saw here. We saw some end-to-end rushes. We saw some huge hits. We saw some great goaltending from both goaltenders, including Brandon Crawford West of Miami and Tumas Tarkey of the Wildcats, who each finished with 28 stops. But the Wildcats' 29th shot from Dirk Southern beat Crawford West high to the glove side late in the second period to give the Wildcats the victory. Taking a look at the scoring summary, Southern the only goal of the night, his fourth of the season, from Pat Murphy and Jamie Milam, 16:37 into the second period. The only goal of the night. In the third period, the Wildcats were penalized twice for 4 minutes. Selden and Bateman going off. Husted, Davis, and Green went off for Miami. They had 3 penalties for 6 minutes. Finished with 7 for 14. The Wildcats 8 for 16. NMU was 0 for 7 on the power play. Miami was 0 for 8. Shots on goal, the Wildcats 8 in the first, 12 in the second, 9 in the third for a total of 29. The RedHawks 12, 10, and 6 for a total of 28. In the goal, Brandon Crawford West of Miami stopped 8 in the first, 11 in the second, 9 in the third for a total of 28. He takes the loss. His record now 7, 10, and 3. Tumas Tarkey in the Wildcat goal gets his third shutout of the season, stopping 12 in the first, 10 in the second, 8 in the third for a total of 28. And Tumas Tarkey's record is now 8, 4, and 2 on the season, and it all happened before a crowd of 2,782 here at the Barry Events Center. Wildcats win at 1-0. We're going to take a commercial timeout and come back with Dave Mingay and Coach Walt Kyle. You're listening to Wildcat Hockey on Oldies 99.5 and Charter Communications.